is with the Colorado School of Mines.
The United States, China, and Russia all have pre-positioned malware to attack each other's electrical grids. So pretty much we could do this at any time.
Colorado reveals a new look driver's license today.
The governor and many of his top department heads will be at today's unveiling of the iconic Colorado driver's license and ID card. Matt Nunez took the photo of Mount Sneffels that will appear on the front.
I decided to enter the Iconic Colorado contest because my true joy in photography is showing off the beautiful landscapes that I get to live in, I get to play in.
Gabriel Dupont took the photo of Sprague Lake that's on the back. The last time Colorado redesigned licenses was back in 2015.
Reporter Kathy Walker. That's the latest. I'm Pat Woodard.
Now, Impact Traffic. This report is sponsored by Discover.
Westbound I-70, we're making some progress on that crash before Central Park. Southbound I-25, still sluggish. I-70 to Colfax, and we have an accident westbound I-270 with some crowding between Quebec and Vasquez. Eastbound I-270, a little trouble getting into Commerce City. Wreck off on the right shoulder, westbound US 36 after Table Mesa, Foothills Parkway. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, beautiful sunshine this week. Today's high up to 60 degrees, a little warmer tomorrow at 66, and we could reach 70 degrees on Wednesday. Thursday, a few clouds move in, still highs up in the upper 60s. Right now, it's 44 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, I'm Dustin Ritchie, 630 KHOW.
If you're a valued customer, you deserve a simple gesture of appreciation from your credit card company. And that's why Discover matches all of the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year. Discover. Exceptionally common sense. Learn more at discover.com/match. Limitations apply.
What's up, Nuggets fans? It's Jamal Murray here to tell you about Orchard. If you're looking to buy a home but want to skip all the stress, it's time for a mid-game adjustment. Orchard lets you move into your new home before you even sell your old one. Orchard turns you into a cash buyer so you can win in a competitive market. And it doesn't cost you any more money than traditional real estate. Orchard is the same game, but new rules. So get out there and win the home you want.
Orchard, the new way to home, is a proud partner of the Denver Nuggets. Get started at orchard.com.
Replace that old furnace and air with a new Carrier system, saving more than $2,000 only from Plumline and Carrier. Turn to the experts. Plumline Services has been earning trust in Colorado since 1998, with a north location serving Boulder and Longmont. Schedule your service online. No phone call, no hassle, no wait. Plumline exudes excellence in every call with the highest of ethics. PlumlineServices.com. Service at home. Servants at heart.
For your back, neck, and joint pain, visit Spine1.com for a same-day appointment right now. That's Spine1.com.
We've become so much more than a fixed frequency from a radio tower.
Take your radio with you.
630 KHOW is now available on multiple platforms and thousands of devices. Listen to Denver's talk station from anywhere.
A stream online.
At KHOW.com.
There's no one
Afternoons 2 to 4. It's Leland Conway.
One of the Republican candidates for governor, Heidi Ganahl, is going to join us again on Monday, 2 o'clock, 630 KHOW, Denver's talk station.
You'll be curious if they
Is today the last day of the month?
Ripped off, bad news, you need it.
Is tomorrow much? Oh, Tuesday. Yeah. So this is not leap year, right?
No, I looked that up a month ago. I thought it was. It must be next year. Or it was like,
I thought it's
or it was 2020 and we just all didn't even think about it.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino. Welcome to the
713 Talk. We welcome your calls to solve problems, answer questions, and take complaints and make your life just a little easier. And whatever it is we can do to help you, we want to do it. RealCBDThatWorks.com, they can help you. CBD Panacea Life can help you. It can help you with pain, inflammation, anxiety, yes, even warding off viruses, yes, an antiviral formula, and cosmetics with anti-inflammation properties. RealCBDThatWorks.com. And by the way, I want to take a note here to say, I really appreciate when people trust me and call the people I recommend, and then call me if they ever have any problems. I really don't discount that at all. And of course, we don't get a lot of problems, but if we do, we want to know about them. And this is the only show, remember, the only place, in fact, in the media where you can complain about advertisers. You don't have any place to go to complain about TV people, TV advertising, newspapers, Facebook. Nobody listens to you. We listen. 303-713-TALK or 303-Martino 24/7. You wanted to say something?
Well, I was just imagining someone calling up the problem solvers at Fox 31 saying, hey, that commercial you ran, those guys ripped me off. Never hear it. You'd never hear them talk about it. This truly is, referrallist.com truly is the only place.
Policing.
If you have an issue with somewhere on there, you call right here during the live show. It doesn't get any better than that.
It does not. Hey, Zach, how are you doing? What's going on with you, Zach? I'm Tom Martino, hoping to help. What's going on?
Hey, Tom, I'm doing well,
man.
thank you.
Yeah.
I just have a quick question.
Yes, sir.
So I found out that my biological father, who I've been estranged from for, 30-some years, has died a few weeks ago. And his brother is getting in contact with me to, since I'm, I guess, the only next of kin, to take over his finances and stuff like that.
You're the only one. Okay. And did you say it's your biological dad? Any other siblings? Let me ask you that.
So none that anybody's aware of.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to figure it out now. The thing is, I don't really know where to go from here, or if I'm even interested in any of this money. But my biological father was a incredibly shady individual.
Did he have a will? Did he have a will?
Nothing that has come forward yet, and I guess some folks have done some research with the state archives.
Now, I just want you to know something. If you're probably next in line if you don't have a mom, he didn't remarry, doesn't have an ex, and no other kids come forward, you are next in line to open probate. If you do not open probate, any creditor can open probate and make claims. In fact, anyone who claims they have anything coming can open probate. If I were you, I would open probate. Now, you're not required, once opening probate, to take anything on that you want. I mean, anything that you don't want. For example, a timeshare condo, you don't have to take that on. You don't have to take on anything you don't want to take on. But if there is money, if it is to the benefit positive, you can take it. Now, if you have a conscientious objection because you know he's a big player and he had ill-gotten gains, I would still take the money and donate it to a charity if you want. But why leave it there? That's ridiculous.
Okay, so how does one open probate?
Okay, we'll talk about that. I want to get Blake Harris on to go through the legal part of it, and you can hang on for that. Now, Blake Harris Law, you can actually call him directly at any time, 833-ASK-BLAKE, 833-ASK-BLAKE, BlakeHarrisLaw.com. He's our expert. But, Suze, let's try to get Blake on real quick. Hold on, Zach, and we'll get a hold of him. Daryl, what's going on with you? Hi, Daryl. I'm Tom Martino. What's happening?
Yeah, Tom, my name's Daryl. But anyway, I have a mailbox problem. Our mailman broke the lock on our mailbox. It's a community mailbox. There's like 48 apartments.
Yeah. Now, when you say he broke the lock, is the back door where he loads mail?
No, it's the front door. It's got two doors that swing out. You know what I mean? And then the mailman puts them in those slots.
But you have access to your box, but he can't load mail. Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's right.
Exactly.
We got 4 vets that are down at camp.
And let me get this straight. They're going to make you go to the post office until they get it fixed.
Yeah, and they've got 5 up with walkers. You know how impossible it is to walk up Capitol Hill?
Did he break the key? Did he break the key in that mailbox?
Yeah, I talked to our maintenance guy, and he said, yeah, the mailman's got to take care of that. He broke the key in it, yeah.
Guess what? And it's a congregate mailbox, and here's the problem. You can't hire a private locksmith or anyone because they need to do it. And this sucks. Right. In fact, we got a call on this last week, and I'm wondering if it's the same one. They told them it could be a month or longer before they get to it.
Yeah, that's what they told me, because I made 3 trips up to that post office, and they said it might be 2 months. But these veterans get their medicine through the mail from the VA out there on the... No, it's way out there in Aurora. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. So they're saying, listen, it's really strange that they're the ones that do it, but how else? See, I don't even know how else they would do it. I don't know how else, other than telling you go pick up your mail. I don't know what else they can do as far as fixing it. I mean, they can. I think they should be able to call a locksmith and have it done in a day. So what I'd like to do is have Deputy Doc call over to the postmaster or call over to media relations and maybe light a fire there. I mean, you have too many people.
Light a fire.
You have too many people there depending on the post office, and I think we can do it. I think that we can speak to them and get them to send a locksmith over. I really do. Now, maybe not, but I don't see why not. Hold on. 303-713-8255. Yeah, it's, the post office, let's put it this way, they're not quick to jump through hoops and to help people. But when you're talking about veterans getting medication through the mail and they can't get it, they have to go to the post office and they're disabled. Yeah, it does. Mike, what's going on with you, Mike? What's happening?
Hey, this is Mike. I had a question about timeshares. I've heard you talk in the past about timeshares and trying to get out of those.
Yes.
Mine involves my parents. They bought into a timeshare in Hawaii, probably about 20-plus years ago. They thought it was a great idea because they were going to pass it along to their children.
Yeah, which is
here we are. Yeah, terrible idea.
Did they actually use it during their lives?
So they've used it a couple times. They actually took, once I married my wife, they took us there once, and then right now it's just probably like a lot of stories you hear, they just bank points because they can't use it.
Let's put it this way. It's the most expensive vacation you'll ever take. They suck. Here's to make a long story short. Did your parents die?
No. So they came out to visit just this past week and divulged some more information about timeshares. Apparently, they got rid of that one and rolled it into another timeshare.
Oh God!
I know. So it just gets worse.
Yeah, it does.
So I just let my dad talk and tell me whatever he wanted to tell. And he said that they took $50,000 out of a retirement fund, and they also took $30,000 line of credit on their home that was already paid off. So they're in it for about $180,000 now, and I'm extremely nervous.
Now, do they have a mortgage on it as well? Hold on, do they have a mortgage on it as well, or do they just have the 180 basis?
The 180 basis.
Okay, so now what?
So now I'm trying to figure out, I was going to have a conversation with them today to see if I can look at the details of their contract.
Of course.
It's going to be a very touchy situation.
Well, I'll bet you one thing. I'll bet you that the timeshare company took care of themselves, and I'll bet you it's legal now, whether or not they want to stick to it. If you want to try to get your parents out of it, here's the bad news. Usually getting out of a timeshare does not mean getting your money back. It means releasing you from future obligations, and there could be a ton of future obligations. Now, when I say heirs cannot be strapped with the debt, let me clarify that. They can't be strapped with ongoing debt, but here's one thing that could happen. When someone dies, their obligation goes with them, okay? So it's done. Now, however, any debt accumulated to that point by the timeshare company, whether it be assessments or taxes or dues, they can come after the estate to be paid before assets are distributed. Now, once they're paid, they can't keep coming after a dead person or the heirs, but they can come after them for anything that accumulated. I would recommend that your parents try to get out of it. Because they have so much of a basis into it, the company may just let them out of it. But you should check with the Finn Law Group. Now, did you say he's coming on the air?
Yes, after the break time.
All right, let's figure out what he does with condos paid in full.
New school, new job, new home. Change is hard and can leave you feeling isolated, and divorce delivers one of life's hardest blows. The relationships you counted on are suddenly gone, but you don't have to walk through this alone. For more than 30 years, Cordell & Cordell has guided men through the challenges of divorce. You're not alone. Call Cordell & Cordell. Schedule an appointment with Cordell & Cordell's Colorado area attorneys. 8101 East Curtis Avenue, Suite 475, Greenwood Village, Colorado, 80111.
You know, whenever there is an insurance incident where you have a claim, you need a public adjuster. You may say, Tom, it's just a little claim. How do you know I need one? Well, I'll tell you why. Public Insurance Adjusters of Colorado will do a free evaluation of your claim. They'll look it over and tell you if you need them, and they'll be straight with you. If it's a small claim, you don't need their help, they'll tell you. Now, I'm talking about a public insurance adjuster. Those are for you, and review your claim to make sure you get adequate coverage. and that the insurance company doesn't screw you, because they will try. If you're part of the fires or the fringe damage of the fires or any part of the fires or any storm damage, any hail, any damage, broken pipes, call Public Insurance Adjusters of Colorado, 720-715-0000. Here's the website, coclaims.com. And speaking of insurance damage, let's talk about Genesis. You know, if you have any insurance damage, whether it's the whole house, part of the house, maybe different parts of the house, inside, outside, this is where Genesis comes in. The technical name, GenesisTotalExteriors.com, but they do interior as well. So if you have any kind of storm damage, you can work with one source. They'll work with your public adjuster or your insurance company to fix everything you need. GenesisTotalExteriors.com, 303-679-8509, and of course, any home improvements, insurance or not, 303-679-8509.
Driveway, patio, or walkway can actually earn you money? I'm Larry Green of System Pavers, America's #1 designer and installer of elegant outdoor living systems. This spring, love your home again and turn the old hardscapes into big savings with our free demolition and instant recycling cash credit. Call System Pavers today at 877-PAVE-002 and you will save like never before, because we'll demolish and remove your old cracked concrete or asphalt for free and give you an instant recycling cash credit toward our beautiful interlocking pavers, SP turf, custom built-in barbecues, fire pits, and wonderful outdoor lighting. This could add up to hundreds, even thousands in savings, but you must call now, 877-PAVE-002. Don't wait. Our free demolition, removal, and instant recycling credit only applies to new orders placed by March 31st. 877-PAVE-002, 877-PAVE-002, or systempavers.com.
See website for full details.
Are you suffering from chronic joint pain, maybe in your knees or hips? Well, there is a new way to treat joint pain, all with biologic therapies. These regenerative solutions are now available to you and me. You know, a lot of people have already called QC Kinetics, and they're discovering that they are the nation's leader in helping you deal with chronic pain with no surgery, no drugs, no steroids, and no downtime. Regenerative treatments, these biologic therapies, can repair and restore damaged tissue in your joints with long-lasting results. So whether it's joint pain from arthritis, lower back pain, shoulder pain, don't suffer any longer. Change the way that you think about pain treatments and discover the biologic therapies at QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics is now available to us right here in Colorado. So no more excuses. Get out of that pain with real regenerative biological treatments that help your body heal and eliminate pain. Call them and tell them Michael Brown sent you. 303-900-8986. 303-900-8986. That's 303-900-8986. Regenerative, restorative, real pain relief.
Can you ship out that order to the branch in Savannah?
Yep, it's got bananas.
No, Savannah! Savannah!
Yeah, I'm also going to add some strawberries.
You know, maybe instead of getting everyone their...
Bigger than this one. This one's indoors.
Oh, the one in Vegas is indoors?
So beautiful.
Yeah, you can't play in the summertime there. Is it indoor, outdoor?
They can open up, so like
no summertime there.
On the side, on the sides of the building, like they can open the windows. It's pretty wild.
NBC News is streaming free on NBC News Now.
Vegas was so packed, man. It was like back to old times. It was just wall-to-wall people everywhere. Just like old times, man. No masks. You see the occasional wacko wearing a mask.
This report is
I had one Uber driver out of probably 15. That's it. You guys have to wear a mask. 1 out of 15. That was the only one.
I would have said, fuck you, go on.
If you're a valued customer, you deserve a simple gesture of appreciation from your credit card company. And that's why
the restaurant was so fun. STK was a blast. And then we went to Nobu. She loves Nobu. I'm not big on Nobu.
I like Nobu.
I just don't like sushi, man.
Well, there's Nobu now.
Yeah, I know.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Frank Duran, the real estate man. Free market valuations of your home for the asking. All you have to do is say, Frank, can you evaluate my home and tell me what, value my home, and tell me what it will cost or what it will sell for, and he'll tell you, not based on an appraisal, not based on online printing, but what he thinks it will sell for based on 27 years of experience. It's very valuable. 303-920-1622. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Now, Mike wants to get rid of a timeshare. Well, he doesn't know if he wants to get rid of it. I don't know if he has a choice. His parents bought one. And Mike Finn is with us. Mike is with the Finn Law Group on our referral list at referrallist.com. The Finn Law Group has been successful and getting people out of timeshares. And by the way, he's not one of these lead aggregate companies where he gathers a bunch of names, takes money up front, and then goes out of business. We've seen enough of them. This is a real law firm with real lawyers that really take on your case and help you. Mike, I don't know if you've ever handled this before, where people paid in full. These people are into this timeshare, I can't believe it, for $180,000. Mike, what do they get for $180,000, sir? What do they get for that?
Not very much, Tom. When you consider how much you can actually use something like that, they probably would have been better off buying a vacation home at the seashore or in the mountains.
Or just banking the money and using it whenever they want. Mike, caller Mike, what did your parents, what does the contract say? What do they get?
Well, that I'm unsure of, because they haven't been totally straight up front with me. Like I said, they've just in the past probably 5 years re-upped from that initial $100,000 investment to another $80,000 on top of that. So I have no idea what I'm going to uncover. That's why.
Do you know who the developer is?
They say it's through Wyndham. Wyndham is who they go through, I guess.
Did they ask you to look at it? Is that why you're doing this?
No. So I'm doing it to look out for myself and my family and my sibling as well.
Well, okay, but they have to agree to it. You can't go look
No,
into
totally understand that. Yep.
Well, do they agree to you looking into this?
So, and I'm going to have that conversation. I was just calling just to kind of get my ducks in a row to get some advice prior to me calling them and talking
let's talk
to them about it.
Mike Finn Law Group, we'll give you that number before we're done. Do you know about Wyndham and what they usually deal with, Mike?
Wyndham is the biggest timeshare organization that there is, and I'm not surprised that over the years Mike's parents could have acquired $180,000. The last purchase absolutely makes no sense. Obviously, $80,000 for people Mike's parents' age that can only take limited vacations anyway. It just doesn't make any sense at all. But to answer Mike's inquiry directly, he or his parents or them acting in concert with each other can definitely call me, and we can talk about the difficulty of getting out of something like that. It probably is going to be less difficult than if they owed a balance. If they've already paid everything off, and if they're willing to accept the fact that they probably won't get any money back from Wyndham, and they're walking away from a tremendous amount of money, it may not be as difficult for Wyndham to want to give it up. What we would, of course, do is make sure that no more payments were made if the clients were comfortable with that, because you need an incentive to get them to the bargaining table to let you go. And that's one of the major incentives.
Do you know what their yearly maintenance fee is? Caller Mike?
So this is just what they've told me. So like I said, I take it with a grain of salt. $700 a month is what they're paying in maintenance fees.
Hold on, wait. $180,000 into it, and they're still paying. Oh my God!
$700 a month.
Tom, the more they buy, the bigger the maintenance fees are. That should not be a big surprise.
$700 a month. Oh, did they think? Let me ask you something. When they talked about this, Mike, did they talk about it as if it was a great thing they did?
Oh, of course they're doing it. I mean, they're just puppets of the timeshare people. My wife and I, when they took us to Hawaii to use the timeshare, they of course went and heard another timeshare involvement, and we were sitting a couple tables away from them because my parents thought it would be a good idea for us to go there and listen to it as well. me being a 22-year-old newly married couple, naive, we knew better than to buy into that. One, we didn't have the money to, but even the timeshare gentleman that we were speaking to said, watch, your parents they're going to re-up. They're going to buy some more into this. And no longer than 20 minutes later, they rang a bell and said, congratulations, Mr. and Mrs. You've joined the platinum membership or whatever.
My God.
I forget what it was called. So they and that's the frustrating part for me is they do it with a good heart, but it's to any common sense person, it's.
What did your dad do for a living?
So frustrating. So he works in the ministry. He was a song evangelist.
Okay.
So it's not like we're coming from wealth by any means.
I know.
And my mom's a retired school teacher, so it's the income's not there. I mean, they're 75 years old. We don't want to be strapped with anything deed-wise, like passing it along to me, having to pay the maintenance fees, $700 a month. Like, the best case scenario for me is they lose their money, they quit paying $700 a month, and they're done with it.
Yeah, but if they don't want to do that, if they use it and they don't want to walk away, you can't make them. Yeah,
I know that's the toughest discussion I'm going to have with them, but we don't want it. My brother and I can't.
Yeah, but you don't have to take it. At the time the estates do, whatever accumulated debt there is, you would have to pay it before distributing assets, but they can't force you to take an ongoing commitment individually.
And that's with the maintenance fees and everything?
With everything. You don't have to take them over. You don't have to take anything over.
So how does that look like?
That's true, Mike.
How do we give it back to them?
Well, Mike, at the time of death, if there was some accumulated bills and debts, they might have to pay them. Then what do they do so they never get bothered again?
Well, if his parents pass on, the resort, as you point out, can't pursue the heirs. If the heirs don't step up and say, well, I want it next, I think this is a great deal. As long as that doesn't happen, to your point, Tom, Wyndham will not pursue it. And I would recommend that it just stay in the estate and not be nobody distributed out. And Wyndham ultimately will foreclose and get the title back through a foreclosure proceeding. So, but the issue is it's a shame for your parents, in my opinion, it's a shame for your parents to continue to pay money while they're still alive. Yeah. And if one predeceases the other, well, there's going to be an awful lot of pressure on that person. And every time he or she goes, they're going to try to sell them more.
Yeah, and that's always that's my wife's biggest fear is we could resolve this. And she says, they could live another 20 years, for all intents and purposes, and they could buy another one because their minds are going south.
That's right.
The older they get.
Let me suggest a three-way call with your parents. Talk to them and say, look, we've got an attorney that thinks he can persuade you that continuing with your timeshare obligation may not be a very good idea. And if you'd like to talk to him, it's a free consultation. I'll be on the line with you to make sure this guy is well known. This is what he does for a living, and we can all chat about it and see if we can get them to agree that this doesn't make sense anymore and that the kids don't want it. And for goodness sakes, for that $8,400 a year, they can take some pretty nice vacations while they still can.
I know.
Now, listen, here's the thing, Mike. I'm going to give you the number for Finn Law Group. You should call them, or anyone strapped with a timeshare, okay? It's 855-346-6529. That's 855-346-6529. Finn Law Group, also at referralist.com.
This is Denver's talk station.
When he said he's a minister, that says...
Well, how can they report it? If she's on para, I don't know how much she's getting a month. Must be an entire check.
This report is sponsored by Discover.
Let's be honest, we're making progress on our early morning crash before Central Park. We still have an emergency vehicle blocking the right lane there, southbound on 25, a little slowing before the stadium. Accident westbound I-270 between Quebec and Vasquez. Been a wreck off on the right shoulder westbound US 36 after Table Mesa, Foothills Parkway. Also a crash on Evans at Downey. Fox 31 pinpoint weather. Sunshine this week. Today's high up to 60 degrees. A little warmer tomorrow at 66. We could reach 70 degrees on Wednesday. Thursday, a few clouds move in, but highs will still reach into the upper
What's really
60s.
funny
Right now, it's 50 degrees with your impact
is when
weather.
it's really cold, they blame
If you're a
climate
valued
change. When it's
customer,
really hot,
you
they
deserve a
blame
simple
climate
gesture of appreciation from your credit card company. And that's why Discover matches all
Every
the
year.
cash back
And you're
you earn
surprised
at the end of your
because-
first year. Discover. Exceptionally common sense. Learn more at discover.com/match. Limitations apply.
You want to sell your gold and silver, your old jewelry, your old coin collections, broken watches, mismatched earrings, tangled up messes. That's what we're talking about. He's not interested necessarily in buying estate jewelry, but if you want to get the precious metals price, David Ellis Jewelers, 303-322-8779. He's at 3rd and Clayton. There to serve you. That means you go in, he evaluates it, and writes you a check. And it's someone you know, someone who's been here 40 years. DavidEllisJewelry.com, 3rd and Clayton. 303-322-8779. Don't take chances with someone who you don't even know and pack that stuff up and send it across country for them to evaluate and pay you. What are you kidding? And don't meet people in hotel rooms that come through town. Go to DavidEllisJewelry.com, 3rd and Clayton, 303-322-8779. Zero Res Denver, the carpet cleaner I use at my home. For traffic areas when I need it, and then whole house cleaning because my carpets get clean faster, dry faster, stay clean longer because of their patented water system that softens and alkaline bases that water to a point where it cleans like crazy without any soap, any chemicals, anything at all except water. It's a patented process. 2 room areas now just $79. Of course, you can do more if you want. It's time to clean. Keep them clean. Don't just wait till spring. Do you know most professional carpet warranties, they require regular cleanings, like maybe twice a year. Anyway, ZeroResDenver.com will keep your carpets clean longer and keep them better looking like new because of no buildup of residue. 303-471-5150. 303-471-5150.
So many people have told me.
And no wonder. It's the new way to sell. For example, Orchard makes you a cash offer for your home. And your home sells for more.
For Blake Harris, he was available, then all of a sudden said, I'm not available until noon or noon 30. Do you want me to put the guy off?
We were going to talk to him about
Something for line 1 with he's estranged from his dad. So do you want to finish the call, or do you want me to put the guy off?
He's not going to be ready till what?
Noon or noon 30.
Yeah, okay, I'll tell him, and then I'll get off the phone and then have him.
So you'll go back to him.
Yeah.
All right.
More cash at closing. Rudy's story isn't unique. 99 out of 100 Orchard customers sell on market for more than their cash offer. Getting started is easy. You go online and enter your address at orchard.com. Takes just a couple minutes and lets you skip home listing hassles. If you're thinking about selling or just curious what Orchard would pay for
now
your home, get a no cost,
questioning
no obligation
mental
offer
state.
at orchard.com.
I swear.
That's Orchard.
Yeah. Well, since he's talking about this, they think they're wondering if he's crazy or not.
Making it possible for you to own instead of renting.
Amazing.
Except the home you have. With their 2-year interest rate guarantee.
I wonder why he wants the Ukraine. It's rich in resources.
Yeah.
Plus, he wants it as a buffer against NATO countries.
Yep. Strategic.
But now he's going to get fucked because now Sweden and Finland, who are part of the EU but not part of NATO, may want to join NATO.
Yeah, but he said he would attack people who are.
No, I think he's only talking about Ukraine if they join NATO. That was one of his pretenses for invading.
Well, anyway.
But he's not going to invade Finland and Norway.
Do Finland and Norway have a military?
Yeah.
Is it just to carry the white flags or what? What is it?
No, Sweden is a pretty formidable.
Really?
Yeah.
What's done more to improve overall health and wellness? Modern medicine or personal hygiene? Actually,
and Switzerland, which never
but
takes sides,
bathing
has
was
taken
mainstream in the 80s,
huge steps against their vacuum system, which is a major,
and then Italy has a military, but they have a strategic surveyor first, and he takes the poll to see who's winning, and that's what side they go to.
Bacteria and viruses from getting into your lungs. But how do you
it makes sense. It's about the only country that hasn't taken sides is China. And China has really, they haven't, they basically abstained from any kind of comment one way or the other.
Germs can get trapped and
China's on its own
and then
side.
out the other nostril, flushing out mucus and microbes so
Never
you
has
can breathe
not
better,
been on
sleep
its
deeper,
own
snore less, and
China.
stay healthier. Join over 2 million others and find out for yourself how refreshing and easy to use Navage is. At Navage.com, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid.
I tried the post office, I couldn't get an answer, but I think it's because they open at 10 o'clock. And they're probably off. So I'll try
They have
again
a
at the break.
They have a public information on.
Well, I'll try them again at the break and see if we can get some comment.
Tom Martino, waterpros.net, for the best water systems at the lowest prices, bar none. Yeah, you can get drinking water at your kitchen or anywhere you want it, really, bar or whatever. And you can get that where a triple filter, reverse osmosis, it's operated and powered by the water itself, so no wiring required. Under $1,000 fully installed. Never buy bottled water again. Waterpros.net. All right, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Zach, we're going to get on Blake Harris afternoon, but we're going to tell you right now some information he relayed to us. If you are one of the few heirs and you want to take control, it's best for you to open probate. You're not required to distribute anything at all or do anything. You can't take money, however, if bills are owed. Do you know anything about the financial status of your father, your biological dad?
I have absolutely no idea, except for his brother told me that he won a settlement against the city that he resides in and might have, a few.
Okay. If you're going to take the money, which you're entitled to, and without a will, it goes to his wife, without a wife, his kids, and without kids' siblings, it's an automatic, you don't even have to fight anybody unless they fight you saying, well, he told me or he wrote me this note. Do you think that'll happen?
Probably, because he was a shiesty person that surrounded himself with a similar sort, and that's all I'm trying to do is step in so these folks can't take that money.
Okay, so you step in, you open probate, and we're going to give you directions when Blake Harris calls. But you step in, open probate, pay off or advertise, pay off bills that are legit, and then take the rest. And I don't think you have to give it to anyone if you're the only heir. Now, do you have brothers?
No siblings that I'm aware of.
Okay. Suze, I gave him the basics, so we'll get him back on when Blake Harris Law is available. That's 833. Ask Blake for anyone else. Hey, Michael, welcome to the show. I'm Tom Martino. What's going on, Michael?
Yeah, I just wanted to know if you had any advice on. I recently had to go through court, and there was a judgment against me, and I own a house. And,
there was a judgment. What was the judgment for?
$22,000.
Did you pay it?
No, it was just in the last few weeks, and I don't know what the process is.
What is it for? How'd they get a judgment without you going there and fighting it? Was it a default judgment? Oh, you went and fought it. Who was collecting?
Yeah. Just a private person. Just hired an attorney, and it was a civil matter.
But can you tell me what it is? I mean, without giving names, no one will know. Can you tell me so then I know which direction to send you? So you were sued. Yeah, you were sued.
Yes.
For what?
Just for helping someone store a vehicle, and then somehow they found me liable for damaging. Well, I was gone when they started asking for it back. I was gone.
Did you store the vehicle with the owner's consent?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you stored a vehicle, but then they said you were negligent.
Right. Yep.
So the owner, was he paying you for this?
They were supposed to, yeah. But in the end, they didn't pay me hardly any.
Okay, sued for damage. Got it. I got it. Now, how much damage did they say you made? Like 20 grand, did you say?
Well, they actually gave them a full value of the vehicle plus attorney's fees.
Oh, my God. Wait a minute. Did he have an attorney or she?
Yeah. And I couldn't get an attorney because it was right over Christmas. Nobody would.
So you went to court. When they first... You went to court and they beat you up.
Yeah, I took advantage of me. Yeah.
Whoa. And so now you have a judgment against you for $20,000 or what?
Yeah, it's like $22,000 with attorney's fees.
Okay. Now, what do you want to know?
I just want to know what I do next because I own a house. Can they foreclose on my house?
Yes, they can. And you can't now. Okay. You can't be moving stuff around either because that would be looked at as a fraudulent transfer when it's in and around a lawsuit or a what they call less pendants or something pending or an actual judgment. So right now you're frozen in time. You can't get rid of assets. How much equity do you have in your home?
Oh, like 100. So okay. There's plenty.
Well, not really. You have a right to have a certain amount of equity under what's called the homestead exemption. They would have to put it on. Now, they can put a lien on your home and just wait. They don't have to foreclose. That lien becomes like another mortgage. So, and they can foreclose at any time. They can really go after any assets you have. They can go after a wage garnishment or accounts payable if you're self-employed. Whatever you have, they can go after. Yes, that because they have a standing judgment. Now, that judgment will last a certain number of years. I always get confused, but it's anywhere from 6 years to 12 to 20. But in any case, they can renew that judgment. So, yeah, you have a serious problem. What I find odd is to have negligence with a storage, you have to be grossly negligent, and I have no idea what they accuse you of doing, but it's kind of too late, isn't it? What did they accuse you of doing?
Well, when they started the process, I was out of town for work.
It doesn't matter. And, what are they accusing you of doing?
Well, the biggest thing was, I guess, not returning it back when they asked for it because I was out of town.
But how did that destroy the vehicle? Where's the vehicle now? If you had to pay for the whole vehicle, you got to keep it, I assume.
No, it went back to the...
back
to the person.
Now, wait a minute.
And in the end...
They got the vehicle plus the whole value of the vehicle plus attorney's fees. Makes no sense to me. Something's missing from your story.
Maybe they just bought it back as salvaged.
Now, what I want to know is...
anybody that you have...
Did they say... They said you obviously completely destroyed the vehicle, right?
No, they didn't really say that.
You said they got complete... You said they got complete value of the vehicle. What vehicle are we talking about? What is it?
It's like a classic car.
Like what?
A mid-50s car.
Okay, and how much did they say it was worth?
$9,000.
Okay, when you pay that $9,000, you get the spoils. Or did they... I don't understand how the hell you get so beat up in court. The judge said you pay them full value of the car plus attorney's fees plus they get the car. Is that right? Is that what?
Yeah, because by the time we had the court, I had already given the car back, so they had possession of the car.
But did you even make a petition, Your Honor, as with insurance or any salvageable? If I pay for it, shouldn't I get it?
Yeah, so in the end, I submitted that request since I had to pay the whole value.
Yes, and what did he say?
It was just denied. If there's a way to appeal it, I'd be happy to do that.
How long ago was it? How long ago was this judgment?
It was about 3 weeks ago.
There has to be a reason to appeal in procedure, not because you disagree. You have to have an attorney look it over, but you didn't have the money then. You certainly don't have it now.
Well, I couldn't find anyone that would take the case because it was right during Christmas. It was just a terrible
When you
time,
say they wouldn't take the case, if you have money to put up for retainer, I can find 1,000 attorneys that'll be on you like a lapdog. So when you say you can't find an attorney, usually what that means is that you didn't have the money to put up for a retainer.
Well, if it would help the case, it's well worth the investment. So I would borrow it if I had to. If you got someone you could
I'm talking about back when you tried to get an attorney and could not find one. Where were they hiding?
I don't know. I called a bunch.
And what did you say to them when you called? You mean you couldn't find one attorney open that would take $5,000 from you in a retainer to represent you?
At that time, no. I found a lot of people that would give me a consultation that would charge me for a consultation.
That's right.
I just didn't know where that would go.
Okay. But an hour consultation.
What's it matter, though? You already screwed up.
It's done.
Got the judgment.
It's done. You're right.
If you're a W-2 employee, they're going to start snagging money out of your check.
For one thing, it's for others listening. Don't ever tell me you can't find an attorney. If it's important, you'll find one. The second thing, can you appeal? You may be able to. I don't know. Appeals are more rare than we think. I would like to ask an attorney for you, since you took the time to call, under what grounds are these kinds of things appealed? So who can we ask? Maybe John Davis? He's a good general practitioner. Or Mark Kranak? One of those attorneys on a referral list? Let's ask, what are the terms? What are the conditions? What's the atmosphere for appealing? We always hear, can you appeal? What do you appeal for? We'll find out. Okay?
Well, that's the first thing out of anybody's mouth as soon as they've lost the case or been convicted. I'm going to appeal the decision.
Yeah, but they don't always get to.
No, but I'm just saying it's automatic.
We're still pretty heavy from before I-225. I-25 is all cleared out through downtown, and eastbound 6th shuffles on the road.
It's too bad, though, because, man, have you ever heard of somebody paying full value, plus they keep...
No, there's something going on there.
It sounds totally egregious, like this guy was totally fucking him.
Today's high up to 60.
Looking him in the eyes, too.
We reach 70 degrees on Wednesday. Right now it's 49. We feel impact traffic and weather.
What was the
Real credit card questions require real people, someone who understands your issues and works to resolve them with you. That's why Discover offers helpful U.S.-based representatives, available 24/7. Discover, exceptionally common sense.
The Art of Granite. That's the name of the place, and you would think they do granite, and they do, but they do all countertops, man-made or natural stone. And here's the great thing about the Art of Granite. They will give you prices on the phone because they really believe in the values they provide, and they know they'll get the business. Wholesale on all materials, tear out and haul away's free. The kitchen's free, the bathroom's free when you do the kitchen, and prices on the phone. 303-386-5919, 386-5919, theartofgranite.com.
Did you know your old ugly driveway or patio can actually earn you money? I'm Larry Green of System Pavers.
Why would there be no insurance?
Why would there be no insurance? Oh, you mean that person having, because it was one of those project cars, 50s, Shell probably.
Pardon me, Mark, Tom. Wait, remember the guy that called about Shemansky Solar, saying they did it on the wrong side of the house, they had to come out and remeasure, and never showed, and I sent that to you.
They did it on the wrong side.
They put the panel, so now he wants to come on the air and get his experience, because Mark sent his crew back out over the weekend. They were super late. They didn't remeasure anything and just wanted to move everything to the other side of the house. Do you guys want to hear this on the show?
Well, that's what they're supposed to do. Did they move it?
They moved it, but okay.
So wait, solve the problem, right?
Yeah, he's pissed.
Well, okay, he can be pissed. Have him come on. I don't give a shit.
Okay, that's what I want to be sure of.
But I want to put it in perspective, yeah.
Okay.
Why is he pissed if they did what he wanted?
Because they didn't remeasure like he was told they would. They showed up 5 hours late, blah, blah, blah. They just moved it to the other side of the house.
Here's what I want to know right now, though. And I'll do it on the air if you want.
Okay.
But before he goes on the air, ask him. Bottom line, right now, is it the way it's supposed to be? And is there any damage as a result? Ask him that. Because if not, tell him it serves little purpose to do this if they corrected it, because that's what we would have them do, correct it.
Okay.
Are there any issues still pending?
I wonder how it ended up on the wrong side of the house.
I mean, south is pretty fucking easy.
That's what I mean. The crew, whoever the head of the crew was, must have
dyslexic.
I've been having very vivid dreams lately, which means I'm sleeping well.
Yes.
But I get up every 2 hours. Every 2 hours. Every 2 hours.
Start a new dream.
See?
Yeah, every 2 hours.
Why don't you ask Terry about there's some medications you can take that
They don't work.
practice
Flomax and all that shit never works. Nothing.
What?
Flomax.
No. There's some other stuff for overactive bladder.
Pardon me.
Do you have an enlarged prostate?
No, my prostate's pretty normal.
He says the system is not working because there's no inverter, and he's got 100 holes on the other side of his roof because of.
That happened.
Please give me a call at 303-907-5003 or hit dancaplaslaw.com.
Tell her to see if she can get Mark out too.
We definitely need Mark to come on and whatever, mea culpa.
Thousands of singles over 50 found their perfect match on Silver Singles last year.
We need Mark to come on and do mea culpa and say whatever it takes.
With Silver Singles, the exclusive community for singles over 50. Sign up today and receive daily matches you won't want to miss at silversingles.com/radio. silversingles.com/radio.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
So, I had a prostatectomy. And
did you have cancer?
Yeah, I had a prostate cancer.
Oh, I didn't know. Plus liver cancer.
Yeah, well, the prostate was, they discovered pretty early. So they just did a prostatectomy.
Thank God.
And they took it out. But I still had an overactive bladder. I take this medication, and it works great. Take it once a day.
But I don't know if mine is I have a little bit of a, it's not, I think I have a little, what's they call benign. Benign. Yeah, because my PSA numbers are fucking super low. In fact, they're.
I'll ask.
What's Blake's number? 844-866.
833.
Jesus Christ, there's too many of those.
No surgery, no drugs.
That's fucked up.
And no downtime. Regenerative treatments. These biologic therapies can repair and restore damaged tissue in your joints with long-lasting.
So I take this one medication, and I sleep through the night.
Change the way that you think about pain.
I got an idea here.
Biologic therapies like QC Kinetic.
I've been doing some thinking here.
Oh, that's dangerous.
So no more expensive. Get out of that pain with real regenerative biological treatment that help your body heal and eliminate pain. Call them and tell them Michael Brown sent you. 303-900-8986.
Great call.
303-900-8986. That's 303-900-8986. Real pain relief.
630 KHOW,
An iHeartRadio station.
I'm Tom Martino, and you hear me talk about Genesis Total Exteriors doing solar. They do GenesisSolarCO.com, and I talk about Mark Szymanski and how much I like him, because I really do. And by the way, GenesisSolarCO.com, or Genesis Total Exteriors, of course, for his home improvement company. And I always tell people, when I stand behind people, I want to hear about them. And Adam had a little bit of a problem. I think it's only fair we have him come on. And, of course, we put a call out to Mark, and I'm sure he'll address it. And, again, no one's perfect. Here's the important thing. It's how they address it. And to sum this up, I just want to sum it up and see if I'm right, Adam. You had a solar system. The panels were put on the wrong side of the slope of the roof or something, and they had to come back and get it corrected. And they came back and got it corrected. But you're saying that on the side where they installed the panels the first time, you still have holes? They did not patch that?
So they have not corrected the problem.
Okay. What problem did they not correct? Did they move the panels to the right side, to the correct side?
They came by Saturday afternoon and wanted to pull the panels off and put them on the north side. But the problem is with my roof. It's not only the panels, it's all the wiring was ran on the exterior of
I get it. Yeah.
Versus in the attic.
Okay.
So they wanted to patch the 100 holes on my roof, which I'm not okay with.
Okay. So what do you want done?
Well, I was under the impression when I talked to Mark that they were coming to measure just to see if they could. They still don't know whether they could fit the panels on the south side of my roof, and it's abundantly clear that they can. And I just want them to communicate with me what's going on.
No, I understand. So what do you, no, I'm asking you though, right now, what do you want? Like the panels, where are they right now? What side?
I have 5 panels that are on the north side of my roof.
And they should be
25 that are on the south side.
Okay, so
I was told by Genesis all 30 were going to be on the north side of the roof.
Okay, Adam. So you have 5 on the north side and 25 on the south side. Is that right?
Right, and all the conduit is run exterior all the way along the north side of my roof.
I want to take one thing at a time, okay, Adam?
Yep.
Okay. And there we go. I got to take you right after the break, and Mark Szymanski will talk about it. Now, we just need to know what's wrong and what's being done to correct it. It's that simple. I know that, like I said, these things happen. But one thing that we do is talk about them, and that's good news for you, because we'll help. 303-713-TALK. More coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. I'm Tom Martino.
A nefarious murder plot, a jealous brother, and the most nation.
Mark's never shrinks from
talking about stress. Is the podcast that dives into the motives behind the 2017 assassination.
That's what I tell people when I talk about the show, is that there's accountability.
Yeah.
That if you use one of our guys, you can always have the problem addressed. I think that's
hopefully solved.
Well, at least addressed, which is more than you would say for most places.
Have you ever felt depressed about work, only to have your dad be like, why are you so down? So you told him you hate your job, and he said, well, you better talk yourself out of it. And then you thought, I love to talk. I could host a podcast. And then you went to Spreaker from iHeart and started a podcast and got good at it. And monetized
soccer
your boring job.
the soccer teams have been
and he was like, well,
Russian soccer teams banned from competition.
Happy, so that's great, kiddo. You ever do that? Well, you could. That's
the entire world, with the exception of China, is coming out against Russia.
They actually don't.
I wonder why you decided to do this.
W Denver, an iHeart radio station, available everywhere on our free iHeart radio app. #1 for music.
Well, remember, it was part of the USSR. And he's always been pretty pissed off it went down that way. And there's a shitload of resources. And then they want to join NATO, which would basically put nukes right on their border.
And put them out of reaching them resources.
These escalating violence.
They want the uranium.
You know, you do have to you have to have balls to go into that war territory as a correspondent, because those bullets don't have deflectors. Bullets, they don't. They're right out there where people were shooting at each other.
Bullets don't read your press tags.
Neither do bombs. No, you have to have fucking balls to do that. And I don't know. I wouldn't go out there.
These troops could enter the city at any moment. ABC's Ian Panner on Kyiv.
Cooper's back. Is he over there now?
He's outside there.
Today with jury selection, prosecutors say Guy Ruffett came to Washington, D.C. from Texas, carrying a gun into the U.S. Capitol and confronting police.
Like, I think it'd be a little safer on the Russian side.
Yeah, I'm throwing the rocks.
This week, Ketanji Brown Jackson starts making the rounds on Capitol Hill, visiting U.S. Senators.
God, he's such a staunch-looking motherfucker.
Palm Beach County State Attorney Dave Arenberg went to high school
at gangster oligarch.
Outgoing, wonderful person. So he could have asked me.
I feel so sorry for those people.
Who would be your friend most likely to end up on the Supreme Court? I would have said Ketanji Brown.
The District of Columbia now has a second statue inside the U.S. Capitol building, a bronze of engineer Pierre L'Enfant, who designed Washington, D.C., unveiled today. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi.
Now D.C. will finally have equal recognition in the Capitol when it comes to statues. Another step towards statehood the district deserves.
D.C. is also represented in the Capitol building with a statue of black reformer Frederick Douglass. Business economists are predicting U.S. growth will slow a bit this year to about 2.5% to 2.9%.
Great.
Alex Perez, ABC News.
Angie Quist is now Angie, your home for everything home. With Angie, you could cross your next project off your to-do list before this ad is over. Just tell us what you need, and we'll handle the rest. Sending a top pro to get it done. Or browse reviews, compare quotes from pros, and connect instantly. All for free. For everything from routine maintenance to a dream.
What?
You want your project done? We'll get it done. Download the app or go to Angie.com. That's ANGI.com to get started.
someone said he sent in like 400, I don't even know what you call them, mercenaries, for lack of a better word, to find and kill that president.
That's deep.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
K-How News Time, 11:03.
Survivors can enjoy a virtual concert tonight. The band promoter Chuck Morris says it's a total community effort. Everybody's working for free. The Beach guys who put the video, the show together, everybody's working for free. More than 2 dozen artists will perform, including Big Head Todd, Dave Matthews, Daniel Reagan, Steve Miller, the String Cheese Incident, and more. Tickets $10. Proceeds go to fire survivors through the Community Foundation of Boulder County. Colorado Springs and El Paso County are lifting burn restrictions after recent storms helped reduce the risk of wildfires. Restrictions were lifted Friday after being in effect since September. Fire officials say vegetation in the area is retaining moisture because of the recent cool temperatures. Officials also ask anyone considering open burning contact their local fire department and continue, of course, to use caution to help prevent wildfires.
Medicated.
Now, Impact Traffic. This report is sponsored by College Invest.
We're in pretty good shape around Denver now. Westbound I-70.
City under siege is not one of the best tactics, says Sun Tzu.
We're still pretty heavy from before I-225. I-25 is all cleared out through downtown, and 6th shuffles on the bridge to southbound I-25. Also cleared out the crash on Evans at Downing. So way out to the airport. Pena has long-term work.
It is kind of strange in this day and time that, like, I don't know, man. I find it bizarre no one's helping them.
No one's helping them.
Ukraine.
Well, they're sending everything but
I know.
boots on the ground.
Well, and airplanes.
Well, they're sending, so far they're
No fly zone would fix this motherfucker.
It's tax season, which could be saving season if you open a
I get it. They don't want to, we don't want to end up in a nuclear showdown. But it's kind of fucked up, Doc.
Well, it's not fucked up. It's just the reality of the situation that they can't send. They're not going to send troops into the battle.
But if it's Poland, they will. If it's Taiwan, they will.
Wait. Poland's part of NATO.
I know.
So there's that Article 5 of NATO, which
I
Putin is
understand.
very aware of.
I understand.
He's not going to invade Poland.
Somebody hits me, we're going to hit you.
And Taiwan is a separate issue that only the United States and Japan and South Korea are concerned with initially.
I don't know, man. I still say it's pretty fucked up.
Well, except the whole world is turning against Putin, including the Russian people.
Well, I get it. It doesn't help the fucking, whatever, million people that just lost their homes and everything they've worked for.
So this would all be over if Putin just disappeared.
I don't know about that.
I think so.
I don't. His second in charge or his de facto vice president seems pretty fucking whack too, man. And I still don't get why we didn't apply everything that we've done now prior to them crossing the border.
Because your president thought that
Tlaib's president.
Tlaib's president thought that just the
Doc, you can't do that.
Tlaib's man.
I don't do nothing about these guys.
Oh, you know,
but I will trip if you walking through the hall.
I voted for Biden.
You did? Well, hey.
Does that mean I'm
Hey, I'm Tom Martino. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. This hour brought to you by Renew Home Innovations. You know, Renew Home Innovations, we should say Renew Bath Innovations, showers and tubs, or the combination thereof, although a lot of people are foregoing that old-fashioned rectangle tub with the shower and the old doors or curtains, and they're going with beautiful new rectangle showers, walk-ins, no thresholds, perimeter drains, grab bars, seats, just custom-made for them. So great for people with disabilities and elderly, but also great for just anyone. They're just beautiful showers. Some with no shower doors, they make a curve. You don't need a door even for extra maintenance. Anyway, Renew Home Innovation, special pricing for veterans, special pricing for seniors. 303-904-2000. They're also on the referral list at referralist.com. Renew Home Innovations. I know them. No supply chain problems. They can start right away. 303-904-2000. Welcome to the show. Now listen, I want to make something clear here. We have a bunch of stuff going on, and we always attack problems head on, and we left off with an issue. Adam just said he had Genesis Solar come out, and by the way, thank you, Adam, for calling them, because, obviously we believe in the contractors that we recommend, but I always tell people I want to hear feedback. And Adam said, they put 5 panels on the north, 25 on the south, and did exterior wiring. The wiring was supposed to be done in the attic and then come out through the roof. And he said they were supposed to all go on the north side, I think. I'm not sure, but I'm going to talk to him. And then we'll talk to Mark. So, Adam, to take one thing at a time, though, the 25 that are on the south side, can you just tell me why they were not supposed to be on the south? I just don't know anything about that.
They are supposed to be on the south side. It's the 5 that are on the north side are supposed to be on the south side.
Okay, thank you. That clears things up. Thank you. Okay. Do you know why they put 5 on the north side, Adam?
It was a miscommunication between Genesis and Solar.
Now, next question.
Or between Titan and
next
Genesis,
question. If they move, is there room for those 5 extra panels that are on the north to be moved to the south?
The people that were there on Saturday that showed up late said they could easily fit 6 more on.
Okay.
They would have put it in the
Adam, that's all I need, man. I know you want to vent, and I'll let you, but I need information first. So, the 5 will fit on the south side. Yes. Okay. Next thing, the wiring that was put on the outside, you say. Are you sure it was discussed that it goes on the inside for aesthetic purposes?
It was, that's where a lot of the miscommunication is. It was originally discussed with me and Genesis at the beginning. When Titan sent people over to my house, they spent 2 hours in the attic measuring it, and at no point did anybody ever tell me it was going on the outside.
Okay, got it. Got it. So it was communicated. You wanted it on the inside, and it went on the outside. And I assume you wanted it on the inside because it looks better.
Correct.
Okay. All right. So what solution was proposed to you, if any?
So that's the biggest problem is twice now Mark Szymanski has told me that they were going to show up at my house to address the problem. The first time they didn't even show up that day at all. I took the day off of work. They came the next day.
Okay.
The second time was on Saturday when I explained to Mark that I'm normally not home on the weekends. I would wait around.
Adam, what solutions, Adam, were proposed?
They have not proposed any solutions.
Okay, so everything now is still the same. You have outside wiring, and you have 5 panels on one side and 25 on another.
Correct.
Okay. Now, that's what I want to know. Now, I understand, in addition to that, you're saying there was a lack of communication and appointments not kept, and I can hear that you're very frustrated. I understand that, Adam. My goal here is to find out what happened and move on and get it corrected, right? That's what you want, right?
That's correct.
Okay, cool.
Open communication.
Cool. Got it. And you know what? Seriously. No one's perfect, and I got to tell you, though, we don't get complaints about Genesis, but let's talk about it, Mark. I mean, he's on here. He'll face it. So, Mark, what went down with this job?
Well, I think pretty much, Adam is correct is what he's saying. And Titan is our installer, and the first installer crew that came out installed them not to the optimum size on the south side of the roof.
Right.
And in fact, our original drawing for his house actually had 29 panels on the south side and still one on the north. I have pictures of that right now on my computer. But anyways, I guess they came back on Saturday. I have yet to talk to Randy. That's my...
But you can do... Let me ask you this, Mark, because this is pretty... I hear the three main things. First, he wants those 5 on the north moved to the south. Second, he wants the wiring put on the inside. And third, he doesn't just want his roof patched, whatever he means by that, right, Adam? You want it what?
I mean, it's a year-old shingled roof. I'm not just going to accept them caulking 100 holes on the.
So you want those? No, go ahead, Mark.
We would not just caulk up a bunch of holes.
But
we will repair.
Adam, we're talking to Mark now. Adam, rather than I know there is a tendency with all of us to live in yesterday land. We all do. I'm the same way, Adam. I'd make sure Mark knew every ache and pain I went through. But not on the radio right now because he wants to correct it. Now, Adam, if after we talk, if it's not corrected, then we do a chorus. But right now, let's give him a chance. He says he's not going to patch it. They do roofing. That's one of the things Genesis does. They do roofing. They can fix that roof. They can move those panels. But Adam, I can see you're frustrated because I know what you're thinking right now. Tom, Mark is a good guy and he'll say anything and he means it, but he's not communicating it to Titan because I'm hearing two different things. Isn't that what you're thinking, Adam?
I'm getting miscommunication between all groups involved.
Okay, so let's just handle it. And instead of having miscommunication, Mark will take the lead on it. And they're going to move the 5 over to the south where they should be or where you want them. They're going to move the wiring and fix the roof. Mark, I mean, are we out of school saying that?
No, I need to confirm everything with Titan. I have not yet been able to speak to him this morning. But as soon as I do and I confirm everything, then yes, this is what will happen. If we can really put all 6 more on that side, then we will get those on that side, and we'll repair the roof properly.
Now, Adam, here's what I'd like to do, okay? I'm going to give you to Deputy Doc as your communicator. You can call him directly to give us updates. I'm serious, man. I'm really serious, okay? We're not going to drop this. Suze, let's put him in touch with Deputy Doc, okay? And Doc, you can babysit this, right? Let us know the progress. Thank you, by the way, Adam, for letting us know. We really mean it. Now, Mark Kranak, attorney at law. Mark, we have a very quick question, just a very quick one, and then we may have to re-examine it. But if I went to court and there's a judgment against me, right? I lost. Can I appeal it? Is appeal automatic if I just say I want to appeal, or do you have to have a specific reason?
Well, you have to have the purpose of an appeal, typically, depending on what court you went to, is to address legal issues or legal errors that may have been made at the trial court level. Now, if the original case was litigated in like small claims court, you can appeal.
Let's find out where it was litigated first. Michael, where was this litigated? County court, I assume?
Civil court in Douglas County.
Okay. It was county court because it was a $20,000 judgment, did you say?
Was it district court or county court?
Well, wait. County is limited to what, Mark? How much?
Geez, off the top of my head, I don't know. It used to be, small claims court used to be $15,000 around here. But
it wasn't small. No, we're talking county court. It's not small claims. It's county court.
Yeah,
okay, so I think it's 20 now, I think, or 18, something around there. So here's the bottom line. It might have been district court. Does that make a difference, Mark, when it comes to appealing?
Yeah, in either case, the appeal, first of all, the important thing to understand is it has to be filed in a timely manner. And if the judgment was in district court...
No, county court limit is 25 now.
Okay, all right. District court, you appeal to the Court of Appeals, and that's a much more involved sort of formal process where you're essentially addressing legal issues exclusively. There's a distinction between, legal issues and factual issues.
Right. What about county court?
I think you can appeal from county court. I don't do a lot of work in county court, but I think you can appeal from county court directly to district court. And I believe, I'd have to look into this a little bit, I believe you can get what's called a de novo review, which is basically another
Exactly. Here's what I would pick as an error. If you could hold on, I think I want to pinpoint what I consider an error in judgment. Hold on.
Research shows that people...
That's the piece right there.
Yeah. He's double dipping, this guy.
Yeah, that's the piece that should give him cause for.
And you know, George...
Yeah, but if he didn't put up a defense saying that, that's not going to be a judge error.
No,
I don't think
he did. He said it, and he was just denied.
Hold on, guys.
At least that's what I thought I heard.
Hold on.
Liberty.
I emphasize Colorado Pain Care Sport and Spine so much because I know that living in pain can be a deal breaker for almost everything you do. It can ruin your career. It can make you down at work, at home. You don't even enjoy your kids. ColoradoPainCare.com. I want you to visit that website and find out what they can do for you. They have locations throughout the metro area. Same-day appointments available. And, you know, it's amazing to me what they can do for you. Colorado Pain Care. Now, the number 303-GOT-PAIN. They have physical therapy. They have direct interventions. They have non-invasive things they can do. They have, of course, medications. Whatever you need, they can do to get you out of pain. ColoradoPainCare.com. 303-GOT-PAIN. By the way, hours are from 7 to 7. Convenient. 7 to 7. 303-GOT-PAIN. Investments are a big deal. That's why I don't lightheartedly recommend them. Become the Banker, though, is so solid. It's more of a strategy. What it is a life insurance policy. No. That's not the investment, really. That's just a side part. But when you overfund that life insurance, the government says all of that extra money goes into a cash account that grows tax-free. They want to encourage life insurance. So that tax-free account can be used by you through your life to borrow from. That's why they call it Become the Banker. Then later in life, you use it in retirement. BecomeTheBanker.org for more information.
You know, we
And
talk a
now,
lot
an
about
important
the
message from Exergen. A critical new FDA study proves that the widely used non-contact thermometers are not accurate and have high probabilities for false negative readings. On top of that, they have inaccurate information on their labels regarding accuracy. New COVID strains...
At a time when accuracy matters most, accurate temperature measurements are essential. Don't wait. Switch to Exergen because they are accurate and backed by over 100 clinical studies. Be sure to be accurate with Exergen. Learn more at Exergen.com.
And a personalized loan program that will prepare you for these uncertain economic conditions. So call American Financing and tell them you want to talk to one of Michael Brown's friends. They'll take good care of you, I promise. 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000 or online, AmericanFinancing.net.
Something funny, Sonny?
Someone's going, hey, is this Mark Major from the Troubleshooter show? They texted me that. So I put, depends on who this is.
I giggled at that myself.
Protection program. That's where the buyer pays all of the commission, saving you as the seller thousands of dollars. That seller relief program was such a huge success and changed the game for Denver home sellers and buyers. Well, Gay has just announced that the Ribble Group is bringing back the zero commission COVID seller protection program, but for a limited time. That's where the buyer pays all of the commission. So to be clear, as a seller, you pay zero in commission.
Hey, he wants to know how you survived Metallica.
Loved it.
Gladly pay the commission so you can sell your home receiving the best-in-class service while netting the most money possible. Call my friend today, Gay Ribble, at 833-453.
So this fact says when somebody on my list gets a complaint, I don't listen to the complaint. Did I listen to that complaint?
Of course you did.
Did I summarize the complaint?
Gay has buyers.
I have no idea.
News is happening. He was going to all, he was trying to condense it so that the audience could understand what he was upset about. Because he was giving also, he was so anxious.
He's upset.
Yeah.
You were getting the facts to Szymanski.
I do it to every problem I have.
Right. I mean, you're just trying to condense it so that people can understand it.
This
This report is sponsored by Dell Technologies.
Starting off your Monday with plenty of sunshine and deep warm temperatures, right around 60.
What was that guy's name anyhow?
What guy's name?
The Szymanski, yeah.
Oh, I got it. Hold on. I think I have it right here. Oh, no, I don't. I don't have it here. Let's see. He's not on there.
Suze will have it.
Oh, wait. Yeah, Suze will have it for Deputy Doc. Give this guy extra love, Doc. Let him know we're listening.
I will.
All right, here's what I think
is going on. We're talking about appealing decisions in county court. Appeals are not automatic. You got to make an appeal, and they have to usually be based on an error in judgment or an error in law. Michael was storing, Mark Kranak is our attorney at law we're running this by. Michael was storing a vehicle. It was an old project vehicle, a 50-something car, whatever. Anyway, the guy sued him because he said he was negligent, and I don't know, so he got a $22,000 judgment, which included, by the way, Mark, full value of the car plus attorney's fees. Now, what I found egregious, in my opinion, is that the judge also allowed the plaintiff, to keep the car. So not only did you pay full value of the car, you didn't get to keep the salvage or the wreckage, plus you had to pay attorney's fees. And I find that crazy. I mean, I don't know if you can just appeal because you think something's unfair, Mark.
Well, you'd really have to go through it with a fine-tooth comb to come up with issues to appeal. But procedurally, let's talk about the procedure, because it looks like you have 14 days from the date that the judgment is entered to either do one of two things: file a notice of appeal, and there's a formal procedure. You have to post a bond, and there's other procedural requirements, or within 14 days you could file in the county court a motion for a new trial. And then you can get back into the county court and pitch your argument.
But wait a minute. Would you be granted a new trial just for asking?
It looks like, according to, and I'm looking at 136311, Section 136 CRS 13611, Section B. Yes, you can file a motion for a new trial. It has to be filed within 14 days from the date of the entry of a judgment. So what you're going to do is list in the body of your motion the errors, and then it looks like you can get back into court, and that will apparently extend the time then that you have to file an appeal if the motion doesn't go your way.
Now,
or you could just file an appeal.
Now, it's been more than that, right, Michael? How many days has it been?
Yeah, it's been about 3 weeks.
Yeah, so it's probably more than 14.
Nor would it have mattered because he doesn't have the $22,000 to put up as the bond.
You don't have to. You don't have to put up the whole. You don't put the whole thing up.
I think you do.
In a bond, I believe you can find a bond company to put it up, and you pay the bond company less. But that's what a bond means. I mean, a bond is a bond. It's an insurance.
Well, my point is, he's got to supply $22,000. If he loses the appeal, the other side gets their money instantly.
No, they do. They do get
right. I think that's right. I'm unsure if you have to post a bond if you file a motion for a new trial. I don't think you may not have to. However, it looks like there's a 14-day rule now. Whether there's a possible way around
rule, I think this guy's just throwing good money after bad. This guy's in a hole right now. He's got to get out. But I have no idea why they would allow you to keep the car and get the money for the value of the car, unless they already took into account, they reduced it by the salvage amount. I don't know, Michael. But, Michael, you lost, man, and the most expensive thing you did was not have an attorney represent you.
So do you have a recommendation on maybe some collection attorney or someone that can give me advice?
Here's our advice. You're wasting your time, and you're going to spend more money to lose. What do you have to appeal other than you don't like the judgment?
Oh, no, I'm not asking about appealing. I'm just asking how do I satisfy this without having it go on and get more complicated.
Oh, well, you pay it. I mean, they want to be paid.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you just
I mean,
contact the law firm and-
there's possibly some things that could be done to help you out. Was the judgment against you personally, or is it against a business entity like a corporation that you own?
Yes, a personal judgment, yes.
All right. Well, it's possible that the matter could be resolved with the other side via a settlement agreement still, in terms of like a payment plan.
Unless you have a lot of money, Mike. If you're in debt and don't have a lot of money and don't have a lot of income, but you said you had equity.
Let's look at it from their perspective. They want their money, and now they're going to have to engage if they want to collect the money from you personally, post-judgment collection.
Right. Which is easy for a guy with a lot of equity in his home.
Well, yeah, I mean that's one of the primary methods of post-judgment collection is to put a lien on real estate.
Yeah, and then foreclose.
Then foreclose if they want to. That's.
I bet they just go. If he's W-2, I bet they just garnish him.
Do you have income, Michael?
But still,
I'm self-employed, so the income is difficult to track.
Well, if you have any bank accounts at all with your name on them, they can freeze the assets instantly once they get there.
Right.
There's no money in them, but I do, yeah.
Okay. So anyway, Michael, seriously, if you need someone to negotiate a settlement, call Mark 303-999-3900. But there's no magic here.
Well, there is a little magic if you have some credit card debt and other loans out there.
He's got more than $100,000 in equity in his home.
Yeah, but what's the safe number there? 75 grand?
Mark, do you know what the homestead exemption is if he went bankrupt?
No, you'd have to run that by.
I think it's like
75 and 150. I think.
Do you really think? I think so. 75 for a single guy. So you may not have enough equity for them to go after. You may not with selling commissions and all of that. I don't know, man. That's really a question for a bankruptcy attorney, and we can talk to a bankruptcy attorney if you'd like. Suze, if he wants to, we'll get a bankruptcy attorney on to address it. But
or at least talk to him and threaten the bankruptcy to bring it down. But if you have no cash to pay right now, you have no negotiation strength at all.
Yeah, bankruptcy could be an option, by the way. It could be. I know people say, what? Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, that's what it's there for people that can't get out of debt. Now, if you have equity, a certain amount of equity is preserved, right? And that's through a bankruptcy.
75 grand, 105 over 60.
Okay, so Michael, how much is your house truly worth, and what do you owe on it? You have how much equity, really? 100? 150? How much?
It's about 100, yeah.
Now, if you take 75 from that, that would be $25,000, but that's going to be eaten up in fees and commissions. I don't think that they have enough to take your home in a bankruptcy. I think you'd get to keep your home. But you need to consult some people about that. And then that debt goes away. I mean, it does. Now, people say, well, that's not fair. I didn't make that law. That law is there for people who, I'm not talking about engineered it, but I'm talking about it's there for people who can't get out of debt otherwise.
Yeah, and you can save a vehicle for $7,500 or less.
Of equity.
Yep. You said you're an independent contractor, so I assume you have tools of the trade. You can keep $30,000 worth of your tools.
Michael, we have on referral lists, don't we have Wink and Wink? 303-410-1720. Check him out.
I don't know how the hell they fucking get that.
He doesn't know what happened. That's what's going on.
He was slapped upside the head.
Maybe they agreed before court that they would give them X amount of dollars for credit. I mean, it's
right now, I-25 all cleared out for downtown.
You mean for that car?
Something. I mean, who knows?
Smith Road, motorcycle wreck on 120th and Washington Street.
But for him to lose that badly.
Accident on Founders Parkway at Front Street. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, beautiful sunshine all week long. Today we could see a high.
Yeah, but he couldn't afford. The funny part is most people, unless you have that money to pay right then and there, I mean, you can't. There's nothing you can do. You can't appeal without putting the fucking dough up. And someone with no money, what bondsman's going to give him $22,000? Nobody.
Turning into hot hiring leads? Then you need Indeed, because Indeed's powerful hiring platform makes it easy to attract, screen, and interview candidates, all from one place. Find your next great hire with Indeed.com/credit.
If you are accused of a crime, any crime, you need Joe Lazara. Now, crime
includes a DUI. Yes, it's a crime. Plus, it's a DMV violation, both. So you need someone who will look out for you. Now, I'm not saying it's an excuse to get away with it. I'm saying that with a DUI, you deserve representation, and you should never try to represent yourself. Whether you made a stupid mistake, you're flat out guilty, or falsely accused, Joseph A. Lazara. Joe does free initial consultations, and then he'll do a flat rate price for whatever you need. 303-429-6200. 303-429-6200. Reverse loans are an option for people when they're older and they have equity. It's a way to tap that equity without paying taxes. All you have to do to keep that line of credit alive, that mortgage alive, is to pay your property taxes and insurance. You'll never, ever, ever be upside down in this loan where they'll force you to move or sell, or you'll owe something at the end, or your estate will owe anything. No. It's safe and affordable, but I suggest you go to someone who does this honestly to give you some counsel that's affordable. That is approval reverse mortgage, by the way. Approval reverse for reverse loans. Joan Sullivan and her team. Approvalreverse.com. 303-771-3528.
How long will this bull market last? What will the next recession look?
Are you financially prepared? Visit my website now at kurtcambier.com for your free portfolio analysis. That's Kurt with a K, CAMBIER.com. Securities offered through Cambridge Investment Research Inc., a broker-dealer, member of FINRA SIPC. Investments are represented Cambridge Investment Research Advisors Inc., a registered investment advisor. Cambridge and Centennial Capital Partners are not affiliated. So many people have told me about Orchard, and no wonder. It's the new way to sell. For example, Orchard makes you a cash offer for your home. And when your home sells for more, you keep the difference. No longer do you have to choose between an easy home sale or the best price for your home. Let me tell you about Ruth, a recent Orchard customer. Rudy's home sold on the market for $33,000 above his cash offer. Had he gone to a home buying company, he would have missed out on that extra money. But with Orchard, he got more cash at closing. Rudy's story isn't unique. 99 out of 100 Orchard customers sell on market for more than their cash offer.
Do you see Biden almost hit Trump's number now? 37% on ABC fucking news poll.
37. Oh, you mean Trump still was lower than
I think Trump hit 34. The problem is I don't remember what poll is poll. You know, they're all different. Fox poll's not going to have Trump at 34 ever. But I just saw it on the newsroom. 37%. Jesus Christ, man. A third of the country can't stand the fucker.
At CPAC.
Oh, you saw where Trump was?
Yeah, scary.
I told. Why does everybody think that? Who else is the leader of the Republican Party?
Can Trump win an election in 2024?
Yes. Overall health and wellness. If it was held right now and it was against Biden, he'd win right the fuck now. I don't think anybody could argue that one.
1800s and brushing your teeth in the 1900s.
Or would you argue that, Doc?
No, I think it's.
After all, your nose.
You could win against Biden right now.
Fucking anybody could.
Line of defense against allergens, bacteria, and viruses from getting into.
I don't think Kamala could.
How do you clean your nose? With Navage.
Why?
Navage isn't medicine. It's
Oh, man. Every time she opens her mouth, she says something stupid.
In one nostril to a very back of the nose, where germs can get
She was just in Europe saying that
the other nostril,
the sanctions are going to be a great deterrent or something along those words. At like the same time or within the same hour, Biden said the opposite here. I mean, it's like, what the fuck?
Navage.com, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Bed Bath, and Target. Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
Can you imagine if the Russian people overthrew Putin? What an amazing change that would be.
I would say most people in Russia like Putin.
I disagree with that.
I would also.
So you think under 50%?
Since I heard someone say most of us over here are pissed off about this.
I wouldn't even trust a Russian poll, though. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever felt depressed about work? Only to have your dad be like,
Like it says here, see, once again, who knows, man? In 2015, Putin's approval rating was 89%.
Well, you know that's bullshit.
That's what I'm saying. How do you even know?
You can't.
He was like, well, that's not what I meant.
Oh, by the way, they've come out and said that the Hunan virus did come from the virus did come from the wet market. The animals pass it on to the people. And that because of China's proactive response, there were only 4,000 cases in China.
I know.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. All right, Frank had some issues with an apartment on Friday we didn't get to for some fire or something happened. It was terrible. What's going on, Frank? What's happening?
Well, today's my birthday.
Happy.
First of all.
No, what's going on there?
67.
67.
What happened was 67.
Do you feel 67?
Pardon me?
Do you feel 67?
Do I feel it? No, sir.
Good.
But emotionally, physically, and...
What happened to you? I don't want to make light of this.
Well,
did you have a fire?
Yes, there was, caused by a microwave that was slid across my stove in the kitchen by their maintenance guy.
Wait, whoa. So their maintenance guy caused this fire?
Yes, sir.
How?
Well, first of all, the apartment that I'm on the third floor by the elevator. Okay, I'm a disabled veteran.
Okay.
So it was very convenient for me to park my truck. It's a 68 Chevy truck. Run to the facility, get on the elevator, and now I have the first door on the right-hand side.
But let's talk about the fire. How did the maintenance guy cause your fire?
Okay, the original microwave is already installed above the stove. It didn't work.
Okay.
I get my food. I get my food from Angel Heart for my cancer.
Okay.
All right. What happened was I was in there October 1. The fire happened on October 13th.
So the microwave did not... Hold on. I need to get to that part. So the original microwave did not work, and they gave you another one?
Yeah, from the day room. Just carried microwave.
Okay, so they let you use one on the counter.
Well, I didn't get to use it because when he put it in my unit, in fact, I did do a work order. He put it in my unit, around 11, 12 o'clock, and then what he did was he slid across the elements of the stove, pushed it up against the wall, plugged it in, and consequently he turned the stove on, the elements on.
Without knowing, by mistake, obviously. So the stove, it was on top of the range, and it was turned on, and it burned the microwave.
Well, it went across those elements, and then it was plugged in right there.
Yeah. So it was sitting on the elements, and he turned on the elements.
We slid across the elements.
What do you mean it's... Okay, I keep saying it was on the elements. You keep saying it slid across.
It's on the counter next to the stove.
Okay, so it was on the counter next to the stove and accidentally slid over, or what happened?
He pushed this thing over the elements and plugged it in right next to the
Okay, so it was on the elements.
No, he's saying it's next to it, but he, pushed it over the elements next to the elements, right?
Yeah, and then when he
Mark.
He turned the knobs on.
Okay. Where was the microwave sitting when he turned the knobs on?
Right next to the stove. He pushed it over the elements.
Okay, when you say over the elements, are you talking about on top of the elements?
Yes.
I feel like Abbott and Costello, for God's sakes. Okay, it was sitting on the elements of the stove, like you walk over and you put it on top of the stove. Yes or no?
No.
Okay, it was near the stove, near it.
Correct.
Was it
right next to it?
Okay, got it.
Right
Was
next
it
to the stove.
touching? Was it touching the element?
When he pushed it over the elements, Tom, you got that little countertop right there next to your stove. Up against the wall, he plugged it in. When he pushed the microwave over the elements...
Look, man,
over the elements? What the frick is he talking? Over the elements? Do you mean near the elements?
He pushed the microwave over the stove to the other side. When he pushed it over the stove, it must have done something to the elements, but it was sitting next to the stove.
Okay, got it. Got it.
Got it.
So he damaged...
The sprinkler head right above,
got
right above it.
Then he turned on the elements, and what happened?
Well, it melted the microwave.
How did it melt the microwave? How did it melt the microwave if the microwave wasn't on the elements? Tell me that.
Next to it. Well, part of the microwave, when it went over, was on the elements right next to the stove.
Okay, so it was on the element. Like I said in the very beginning, after all these guys said I was wrong, part of the microwave was sitting on top of an element.
Not totally on top of the part, just a tiny part of it, but it melted.
Okay, a tiny part of it, and it melted. Now, that tiny part that melted, what happened then?
It caught on fire. The sprinkler head was right above the microwave in the kitchen. Okay, and then what happened was that sprinkler head went off, and basically it put out after, I don't know.
Here's something that I find amusing. Okay, I understand now how the fire started and how the damage started. Here's what I don't understand. Why did the guy turn on the stove elements to begin with?
It was accidental when he shoved it across the stove, and when he plugged it in, the elements came on.
Was it? Do you think he hit it by mistake?
Yes, it was an accident.
Okay, so when he turned on the element, maybe he brushed across it or something, and the knob turned.
But why would he even leave the microwave halfway on the stove?
It wasn't. He said just a tiny part was on there. No matter what, it was touching the element. But here's what I want to know: is it an electric stove?
Yes.
Okay, so it started on fire and caused damage. Then what?
Well, then the sprinkler head went off. I'm just moved in, okay? I have antiques. 1935, 1900, 1914.
So I'm sure it's worth thousands and thousands, right? All of your stuff?
Yeah, but you said it wasn't. Thank you, but then I had a bucket of change. For 5 years I collected coins.
Okay, so how much... Okay, do you have renter's insurance, sir?
Of course not. I was just going to get it. I called Progressive, the general, and they said, get everything set up. We'll come in and we'll assess it, and then we will go ahead and give you a policy.
Okay. How much do you estimate you lost in contents?
Jesus. What happened was losing the stuff.
Frank, how much? That's a number. How much?
Oh, God, my 1900 Thomas Edison Victrola is wasted because after they moved it illegally...
I don't doubt. If you truly had antiques, I am asking you, how much did you lose?
Well, I'd say $20,000.
Okay. Now, you're a disabled veteran, you said?
Yes, sir.
Living in an apartment with $20,000 worth of valuables that were not insured. You said you called, but they had to come and assess them first, right?
Fire department. I got the fire department report, the police department.
Okay.
Police.
Now, where are you living right now, Frank? That's what's important. Where are you living right now?
In Building C. This happened in Building A.
Okay. Did they move you to another apartment?
Yes, sir.
Did they take responsibility for this, sir?
No, sir.
What are they saying happened?
Hey, the company that came in and moved my stuff on a Thursday and a Friday because the fire happened on a Wednesday.
Frank, okay, listen, bro. I know you want to tell stories, and I'll let you. But I need answers first. You see, answers first, stories later. So here's what I'm going to ask again. What did the apartment house say happened? Do they say, oh, our maintenance guy screwed up? Or did they say, Frank, you screwed up? Or did they say nothing?
No, they said the fire department said that this was caused by an accident by their maintenance guy.
Okay, how would the fire department know it was caused by the maintenance guy?
Because he had to give a statement.
But how would so the maintenance guy gave a statement to the fireman?
Yes, sir.
And the maintenance guy admitted putting the microwave near the burner.
Yes, sir. And plugged it in.
Good. Then you're going to be in all right because they already admitted it. Hold on.
Well, maybe not to the tune of 20.
Do you know every time?
Boy, I don't have any.
Every time a homeless or disabled, anytime someone loses stuff, it's always $20,000 or more.
Hey, Tom,
do you ever notice that? I don't have $20,000 for this stuff. What?
This is the stove, okay? Microwave was
I get it.
here. You just pushed it over, and now it's on that side.
You know, that's a good point.
He said it was touching.
Yeah, but it was over here, right?
Yeah, I know. And he went
He
over
moved it over the stove, and he left it like that.
I know.
Right.
That's what I fucking heard the very first time, but everyone said no.
I didn't say no. That's what I heard.
I mean, every time I said the same fucking thing.
Well, you were making it sound like the guy put it right on the stove.
I know, because he said he pushed it over the burners. And that's what I consider.
We got to have patience to do this.
So, Tom, the other thing, would you ask him if he's disabled to the point that he's unable to move the microwave? Because let's say he's in a wheelchair and he can't move the microwave.
Public insurance adjusters
of Colorado. They're the people you need to call for any insurance issue at all. Now, sure, if you're involved in these fires up in the Marshall and Boulder County area, or you're involved around it, even 5 miles away with soot and ash and cleanup, they can help you. But they can help you with any insurance claim. Public insurance adjusters work for you, not the insurance company. They fight your insurance company to make sure you get the most out of your claim so you can be made whole. COClaims.com. That's the website. COClaims.com. Not just the fires, but anything at all. Any hail damage, any wind damage, any broken pipes, any kind of fire, any kind of loss, they will evaluate free of charge. Any claim, free of charge. COClaims.com, 720-715-0000. 720-715-0000.
Welcome to Mi Casa, Catherine.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It is.
Oh, my, is that a real Picasso?
No, don't touch it.
It's covering a hole in the drywall.
Yeah, my plumber repiped the house.
Yes, sir.
Sorry about my involvement in that, too, but didn't it make sense that it sounded like the elements were damaged by the microwave?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But golly.
Hey, what's this CU schedule here?
Thank you, Agent Orange.
So we're done at 12:30 this Wednesday?
The thing you just got from Tim?
Yeah.
I haven't read it because it came from Tim.
Okay.
I mean, because I haven't looked at it yet.
I know.
He heard you.
I know. I'm bigger than him. Frank,
looks like it's good. Although,
remember to thank Frank for his service.
Thursday, same schedule. Friday, if necessary. We got a short week, guys.
Well, what's going on?
Women bouncing balls.
We'll be off at 12:30.
On when?
Wednesday and Thursday.
Nice.
And then possibly, if the team plays good. No, I don't think so. Even if they play good, it won't affect us.
It doesn't matter. It's your money to use however you want to use it. All you need to do is call American Financing, Colorado's home for home loans. Michael Brown here, and I want you to call American Financing and ask to speak to one of their...
So, Mark, you buying any gold now that it's, we're selling any?
Nah, I haven't done shit. I don't panic in shit like this, man.
No, I have some old gold stuff that I may sell, that's all. Some old jewelry that I never use. Now's a good time to sell, that's all I'm saying.
Just high, yeah.
It's almost 2000, it's like 19-something $19.90 an ounce.
I just don't have any shit like that, dude. I got my wedding ring.
You know, I lost 2 wedding rings and I stopped wearing one. And I lost a bunch of watches.
This one saved my fucking ass, man.
How?
I was on my tractor, and this thing on the back that you can attach different things to came falling down in between, basically in between 2 pieces of metal. It hit this fucker, and it would have busted my knuckle, I'm sure of it. My old one would have crushed and probably broke my knuckle.
When I was doing my residency, every time you go into the OR, you take your watch and your ring right onto your scrubs, and then you get a call, and you throw your scrubs away.
Oh, shit.
And you forget that your watch. I mean, the most I ever had was a $25 Timex.
Yeah.
I never had expensive watches. But after that happened 2 or 3 times, I just stopped wearing a watch.
Yeah, that's true.
Have inflammatory bowel disease.
I've never worn a watch, really. I've only tried, and I never really got around to it.
I'll wear my Samsung watch if I want to monitor, heart rate and working out and shit like that.
Yeah, I use my phone as my watch.
Financial IQ. Want to get smarter? Get out of debt? Have a secure retirement income for life? Get smart with your money. Listen to Smart Money Moves, Saturday afternoons at 2, here on KHOW. It could be the best decision you make all year.
Sinking concrete? Go with the company that has 30 years of Colorado experience. I'm Brian with Advanced.
So David Ellis gives you spot price on gold jewelry? So if it's selling for $19 an ounce, they'll give you $19 an ounce?
441. Advanced Jacking at yahoo.com.
Doubtful.
Delve into the
Well, how much does it take? 10%?
Slaughter of 8 members.
That I don't know. I just call up and ask them.
Murders podcast. Investigative journalist David Raderman tells the story of a night that shocked the nation with its brutality.
I don't know how they work.
And why?
I don't know if they give you spot price. They got to make money, so I don't know how they do it.
And home doors were bolted shut as word spread that a mass murderer was on the loose. Listen to the Pink Moon Murders on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts. 630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio station.
I'm Tom Martino. You're a troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Sam, let's talk about your hotel refund. And Frank, we haven't forgotten about you. Hold on, Frank. We're trying to get a hold of one of our attorneys to talk about this. Sam, what's going on?
Okay, thanks for taking my call, Tom. Way back in October, I had scheduled a hotel stay at the Treasure Island in Las Vegas. We were going out there for a baseball tournament. Well, it come down that I ended up getting sick. And so my wife calls to cancel our hotel.
It depends on their policy, man. I don't know what their policy is.
Well, here's what I'm looking at, and I'm more than sure.
How much? Okay, first of all, tell me the reservation was for what date?
October. Let me turn this page.
October of what year?
Just this last past October.
October 2021.
The check-in was October 28th.
Of 21.
Through November the 1st.
Okay, now, what happened? When did you call to cancel?
Called to cancel the day before we were supposed to be there.
Oh, man. Okay, so what's their policy?
Well, this is what they told my wife.
Hello? Okay, Sam? Well, I hope you call back, Sam, but here's the thing, man. I don't know of any hotel that lets you cancel the day before.
I can't imagine Treasure Island on a Wednesday or on a Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday was more than $50. I mean, I wonder how much he's talking here.
Well, he's talking about the 28th, 29th, 30th. Let's see, how many days would that be? I don't know how many.
It's the middle of the week in
30,
November
31.
in Vegas.
Okay, so it's 1, 29, 30, 31, 1. 5 days. So 5 days, I don't know. But I mean, still, they have a cancellation policy, and he might have to pay for 1 or 2 of them. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Find out what the cancellation policy is for Treasure Island in Vegas. If you're listening, man, call back, Sam. I'm sorry. I did not.
I was going to say, I bet he didn't book it through TI.
That's another thing.
It doesn't matter. Oh man, that's still B. What's going on with you, B? Welcome. What's happening, B?
Good morning. Thank you.
Yes, B.
I wanted to know, we owe little under $170,000 on our rental property, and we're planning on keeping that for a lifetime.
Now, when you say for a lifetime, are you going to convert it to a primary residence or keep it as a rental?
Eventually, yes. And
eventually, you're going to convert it to your residence.
Yes.
Okay.
And we're going to leave it off to. Right now, we're making a mortgage payment of $818, but like 500 and something of that is going to just interest only.
That's right. Yeah.
And we were wondering if it would make sense to take the money from our annuity, pay that house off.
Well, let's do the math. How much is your annuity earning you?
Like 1.6.
Does it have an income component?
No.
Well, it's an annuity paying 1.6.
Yeah, it's in a conservative right now because my husband is retired. So we converted it to conservative.
Okay, so 1.6%. And how much are you paying on your rental property interest?
4%.
Okay, so you're making money. If you pay it off, you're gonna save that extra, 3% or 2 point something percent. Yeah, it's in the math. So if you're taking money you're not making much with and pay off money you're paying more with, then
But she is going to have. I mean, the closing costs are probably going to be $5+ grand.
On what, Mark?
Oh, she's pulling it just out of the annuity and paying it.
And paying it off. She already owns the rental property. There's no closing costs.
Here's my thought. Because 20% of that goes to the feds, and then about 4.64 or 4.63 goes to the state of Colorado.
Not necessarily, okay? Hold on. Okay, you really have to figure that right. And most people don't. We'll come back to you and more. No one appreciates
American dream as much as Romanian immigrant Mitch.
I don't know why she says the annuity. Why would the annuity go? What does she mean it goes to the government?
Well, it's taxed. That's what she means.
When she takes it out of the annuity?
She's saying she's got a 25% on the money coming out to pay it.
Of the annuity?
Yeah.
Why?
I get taxed on my annuity.
Okay.
Because it's ordinary income.
You only get taxed on the fucking income, on 1.4%. How much fucking income could there be that she's paying $25,000? I mean, come on, man. Plus, I can't even imagine how much she has in it.
Let's ask Joe or one of them.
No, just ask her how much she has in it. Then you'll know what 1.6
Yeah, but we still get Joe to talk about it. That's hard to believe that there's that much fucking income.
I don't know if you pull it all out at once. I don't know. I have no fucking.
Well,
I'm saying there must be a shitload. Well, the money going into the annuity wasn't tax deductible, unless it's in her qualified plan somewhere. I don't.
She didn't make it sound like it was.
That's what we'll have to figure out. And maybe we get Joe on. Boom, 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 boom.
ABC News, I'm Alex Perez. Ukraine's President Zelensky.
So, according to TI,
join the European Union. The possibility of
they only charge you
is one of the justifications Russian President Putin gave in his mobilization against Ukraine. Also today, the first round of talks between Russia and Ukraine.
One night deposit, period, end of story. So whatever one night would have been for the 5-night trip. And if you cancel within 72 hours, you get that back. If you don't, they keep the deposit, which is a maximum of one night. So worst scenario, he lost one night. But my guess is he bought it through somebody else, and they're telling him to fuck off.
Well, I'm telling you, man, my flight back last night scheduled to Christ. I mean, whole thing.
You flew out of town?
I was in California and back.
Oh, for the weekend?
Yeah, well, for my aunt's funeral.
Oh,
but
this is ABC News. In
going
Washington,
and
today, jury selection
going.
underway in the first trial linked to the
got my
January
seat
6th
assignment.
Capitol insurrection.
when I got to the airport, I was not even checked in. And then I took my boarding pass to Sophia. They said, if I'm not checked in, how the hell I get a boarding pass? She says, okay.
The Capitol
I'll give
insurrection
you the
is
best
one of
seat I
the
can
largest
find
and
in
most
this
complicated
right
investigations
now.
ever undertaken by the Justice
Coming
Department.
back,
And experts say a lot of the cases
same reservation, same notifications coming to my phone. I'm sitting at the wrong damn gate.
Oh, I've done that.
Okay, I'm sitting, no, and my thing says.
Yeah, I've done
wrong
that.
gate.
Was it Frontier?
No, that's United.
Okay. I've done that. I sat at the wrong gate because my ticket said this, and next thing I hear is,
yeah, they make it.
You got 5 seconds to get your ass over here.
Well, don't you look at the arrival and departure board when you
Yes,
get in?
and sometimes they
Look
change
at
it and don't tell people.
if it's any other round, but I'm thinking I'm sitting at the right gate. I'm definitely in the right area.
Well, you gotta look at the board and see what gate it is.
And then finally, I'm like, I heard, you know, and I'm looking, I keep looking around, and I'm like, that's not my flight.
The one that happened to me on Frontier, Doc.
Yeah.
So the ticket said gate whatever. We go to that gate, and that gate literally had other people there, and it said Denver to Las Vegas,
really?
Which is what we were doing. And then all of a sudden, we're all sitting around going, there's no fucking plane here. We should be boarding by now. And then the next thing you know, we hear over the intercom, blah, 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 and we're all like, fuck.
We're going to take off an empty plane. Light load. Said yes.
Plus, Angie is free to use. So bring us your next home project, and we'll bring it home.
Hotel refund. I'm dying to hear. Go back to him, man. Here's what. He bought it from somewhere else. I know that's what's going to happen.
What is their policy?
Theirs is simple, man. The most they will ever charge you is one night's deposit. So whatever one night costs there, if you cancel within 72 hours, you get it back. If it's after 72 hours, they only keep the deposit, which is one night. But you know what he's going to say. I got it off a Hotwire Priceline, and they won't refund any of it.
You can adjust your air
I can't imagine he's calling the bitch about one night.
from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. at max, and you wait a little bit before your house
That place is
warm,
a fucking.
and then also after.
It's not a good
I
place.
do believe our
These poor fucking people. This is so
XL
sad.
Tully Velasquez Horvath recommends using things like washers, dryers, and more during off-peak
Yeah, I told you, man. If he can't get them with the ground forces and play nice, Putin will just he'll blow those 2 fucking major cities up.
You think he'll just take them out, huh? Turn them into
No, fuck, not with nukes, no way. He'll just mortar and rocket them.
That means women and children.
Drop a bunch of J-downs and just turn it into a hole.
I bet you that meeting they had today with whomever, that's what they told him. They said, listen, you need to get your fucking people out of there.
He says he's liberating.
Yeah.
Well, that's, yeah.
He's chasing them out.
They are a propaganda machine, aren't they?
Excellent propaganda machine.
Not as good as our country, though. Ours is even better. That shit they put up against Trump was unbelievable the more we learn about it.
Did you
Pure bullshit.
Did you hear Biden's press conference where he said he's accomplished more than any president in history?
Yeah, I know. No one calls him out.
No. He honestly, and he said he's lowered.
If you're a
I swear to God, he said
you
he
deserve a
lowered
simple
gas
gesture
prices.
of appreciation from your credit
And
card
they said-
company. And that's why Discover Magic.
Not one person said he said because they would have been higher.
Discover. Exceptionally
And
common
then
sense.
he said
Learn more at
one other thing. Wait.
discover.com/max.
Oh, inflation is not his fault. He inherited it from COVID. It's all COVID. And Trump. Trump's policies are coming home to roost.
Well, of course they're gonna do that.
Yeah, he's a.
He is such a fucking terrible president. You know what? I didn't think he was going to be that hard. I did.
I thought he would be tepid.
I never thought he'd be
I
like
thought
this.
you know, just like left reform tepid, and the machine around him would kind of one thing,
You thought he'd be more middle ground.
or just
Moderate.
warm water, just nothing, really.
Moderate.
Okay, yeah, and that the machine around him would run things. Okay, because but none of that works anymore.
These decisions he's making on not
About what?
fracking and pulling oil out and getting up to production are just amazing. It's more important to.
What about the pipeline?
Well, I'm saying even now with all this going on, he's not going to. He came out and said we're not going to increase our oil production because it's more important to global warming than all of us paying a little more at the pump and heating bills right now.
Well, there's a bunch of greenies that will agree with him.
The people that got him elected agree with him. That's what matters. And I'm talking about the rich fuckers that back him.
Well, there's some rich fuckers that like oil.
Not the ones with Biden.
Yeah, there's some rich fuckers with Biden.
Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Waterpros.net, you heard me talk about never buy bottled water again. Well, guess what? It's true, and it's under $1,000 to have a faucet installed with wonderful water. No electricity. It uses water pressure. It's wonderful. Reverse osmosis, triple filter, and under $1,000 fully installed by master plumbers. Here's the deal. Here's another thing. A whole house system under $2,000. 303-862-5554. 303-862-5554. Let's keep going here, people. Let's talk about your life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. With Frank, I want to go back to. The hotel I want to go back to. And the annuities. We have all a bunch of stuff hanging here. Okay? First, the hotel thing is easy because he dropped off. I want to go back to him. So Sam said they made a reservation. And again, you know, here's what we try to do. We try not to waste time on things that are lost causes. However, there are always hooks where we can help people. Not always. Sometimes hooks where we can help people. We try. What he said was he made a hotel reservation for last year. It was October through November 1st, October 28th, so 5 days, the 28th through the 1st. They called the day before to cancel, and I said, well, what's the policy of the hotel? Well, we found out the policy of the hotel. It's in writing. The most they're going to charge is one night. So, Sam, what happened to you? Okay, I guess he's not back. So, Sam, we'll just hope you can work out your phone someday. All right, let's talk to Frank. Frank, listen.
Yes, sir.
Right now, we got to the point where there was a fire. You moved to another apartment because of this maintenance man admitted that he moved the microwave too close to the burner. He admitted that to the fire people and said it must have started a fire. So now what's going on?
Okay, this is where the fun starts. They haven't taken responsibility for any of this. Number one.
Wait. You said the maintenance man, though, had an interview with the fire department and admitted doing it.
Okay, but now I'm with the Volunteers of America. Okay.
What does that have to do with the maintenance man admitting to this?
Okay, well, they have not taken responsibility of moving my belongings.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Okay. All right. What happened was Thursday and Friday I'm in the hotel.
Yeah.
Marriott on 120th.
Okay.
You talking about hotels? I was in the Marriott on 6th and Spear for a year. I get this apartment. This happens. Then all my antiques are in this unit now being moved illegally without my permission. I never signed a contract. They never did inventory.
Right.
They moved my stuff down to 315.
Okay.
I'm in 310.
Okay.
They left stuff in 310. They left belongings in 315, and they moved my stuff down to Holly and I-70, a warehouse. They're supposed to wash all my clothes and take care of my stuff.
Yeah.
I said, well, why didn't you just leave my stuff in 315, clean the carpet, paint it? No. This went on from the 13th to the end of the month. So now I'm in another building to...
What are you calling about today? Frank, I've heard every aspect of this, and I still don't know what you're calling about.
Okay, I want to move back to my unit.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, I want to move back to my unit.
You want to be back near, because it's near the elevator and you're disabled and all of that. So they won't, is it repaired, by the way?
Yes, it's done. And the lady above me here, I submitted paperwork, she's gone. She's out there. They knew this.
Will they let you move back into your unit?
This is the problem. They won't get back in touch with me. They are just putting all this on hold because today's rent, I got a 5-day grace period. I don't really.
Are you, Frank? Are you living in another apartment in the same complex right now?
I'm in Building C, yes, sir.
Okay, so they're providing you another apartment until yours is ready, or do they expect you to live in that other apartment from now on?
Well, this is the problem. I signed a year's lease at 310.
Okay.
They forced me to sign this lease. They took me out of the hotel. Said they're going to bring my stuff up to 207.
Okay. So I'm going to ask again, Frank. According to them, do they expect you to live in this other apartment, not the original, the other apartment from now on?
I can't get an answer for that because they say I can't go back to my unit. And I don't answer why.
So are they expecting you to stay in this one, or are they going to give you yet another one?
He said he signed a lease on the new one for a year.
I heard him say that, but I can't ever clarify with Frank exactly where we stand, Mark. So forgive me if I'm clarifying things, because before I give this over to somebody to work on, I want to make sure we have this straight. Because we have more than one issue. First, you're claiming about $20,000 worth of property damage. Then you're claiming you want to get back to your apartment, and they have you in another one, but you signed a lease in the new apartment. Is that right?
Well, I signed the lease, yes, but
okay.
I didn't sign it. I was forced to sign it, let's say that, because there was another unit open.
Frank, okay.
They knew the lady upstairs.
Frank, you signed it. Listen, we'll get into the forcing part. They're not going to say you were forced to sign it.
Oh, yeah, they took me out of the hotel.
Okay.
They said, come over here.
Frank, you know what? We're done. I'm going to have somebody work on this off the air, because you are so screwed up in how you tell your stories. I really can't get one thing or another out of you. They're going to admit, let me get it straight now. They're going to admit, you said, that they forced you to sign it. Is that what you're saying, Frank? They will admit they started the fire, that's one. And number two, they're going to admit that they forced you to sign that second lease, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well then you have nothing to worry about, because guess what? If they forced you to sign the lease, it's not enforceable. And if they admit to the fire, they have to pay you for your damages. So Deputy Doc, how about this? They admit everything. So just call the apartment house and tell them that they have to move him back to his original apartment, since they admitted they forced him into the second one, and they admitted they caused the fire. They owe him damages for a true assessment. I don't know what that assessment's going to be, Frank, but since you said they admit the important things, you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Nothing at all.
Like they probably did admit the fire, because they paid for the hotel and put him in another place.
Yeah.
You agree?
Well, okay, and now they're admitting that they forced him to sign a lease.
I'll never believe.
No, but he said they'll admit it. Look, I'm not arguing with people anymore. I'm going to take them at their word. We're going to call the apartment and lay it on the line. That's what we're going to do. Now I'm going to talk to Blake Harris, attorney at law, who is BlakeHarrisLaw.com. Blake Harris, by the way, is an estate planning attorney. What he does is he answers your questions at 833-ASK-BLAKE, and we always ask him questions. He really does. He answers your questions, and then he'll charge you flat rates for whatever he does for you. So, Blake, we have a question for you. I'm going to make believe I'm calling 833-ASK-BLAKE. All right, Blake, let's take on Zach here. And Zach said he has no siblings. His biological father died. His biological father was not married. His biological father has a brother. His biological father probably has some money. Maybe lots of it. He doesn't know what debt he has. So, Blake, can he open probate? Where did he die, Zach?
In Trinidad, Colorado.
Can he open probate, Blake?
One more question. Did your dad have a will that you know of?
Not that I know of, and the brother said that nobody seems to have located one as of yet.
So, listen to this, Blake. He wants to go open probate. Where does he do it?
In the county where your father last resided. So Trinidad, you can open probate there.
Then, when he opens probate, how does he find out where money is?
Then the question becomes, is there any money? So, yes, you can definitely open up probate. Is it going to be fruitful? I don't know. You're going to have to do a paper chase. If you know of any real estate You can sell or liquidate the real estate. You can also hire somebody to do a deed search to see if there's any property, any real estate that's owned by your dad.
What about bank accounts? How does he find out about bank accounts?
Yes, bank accounts is my question. I know he didn't own any property, but I am told that he has a few settlements that he's won over the years.
Can you blanket, Blake Harris, can you blanket banks in the area saying, did my father have any money here?
You can. Once appointed as personal representative, you can also get a copy of his tax returns to see if maybe there's an interest payment from a bank, or you can hire a private investigator.
So when you become a personal representative and you open the probate, you basically have the same rights as him asking about stuff.
Exactly. There is no national database that is available to the public of what all assets an individual owns. So it does require some exploratory work. Or it can.
Well, I have another wrinkle. So my biological father was just a straight crook and tried to do a lot of very terrible things to me as a child. So my mom remarried and moved away, and my whole identity and everything was changed. So what do I need to do to prove I am his biological son? Because there's no record of it any longer.
He's not on your birth certificate?
No, my mom, when she remarried, her new husband adopted me.
Yeah, and they often they put you on the birth. That's right. That's what they do with adopted parents now. Yeah.
Yep. So, I mean, I don't. Go ahead.
You're going to need some paper, some proof for the court. It doesn't necessarily need to be great proof, but you're going to need to have something in writing. There's a good chance that nobody's going to come in and argue with what you submit.
Is your mom around?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, your mom will, and so will his brother. His brother acknowledges you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so get some notes from them, right, Blake?
Yeah, I mean, that, I don't think the court is going to swallow that, just having people sign off. But if you can show that the birth certificate was changed, if you can pull up that paperwork, that might help.
The adoption paperwork.
Would the adoption paperwork have the other father on there?
It doesn't. It's a whole convoluted thing.
All right, we have to hold on. We have to take this break. I'm sorry. Hold on.
The adoption papers would have his original name, though, right?
I don't know. May be a great reason to refinance, but when matched with an expertly chosen loan from Loan Depot, you could be saving money and paying more towards the bottom line. Call a Loan Depot loan officer and ask about our 27
This local town blew up the road so the Russian convoy couldn't get through.
A great loan by calling 866
What? Say it again.
Visit LoanDepot.com.
Russian town did what?
Home means everything.
They blew up the road. Sheridan Auto Tech.
Man, I love Uncle Kevin and his team. I always get great reviews on people going to him for maintenance, minor maintenance, major maintenance, electrical issues, 2 locations, on Colfax and Lakewood, just west of Wadsworth, on Havana in Aurora, just south of 6th Avenue. Longevity, honesty, experience, knowledge, convenience, and value, everything you want in an auto repair facility. Look them up, SheridanAutotech.com. 303-455-7242, 303-455-7242. You know, there is an app that you can put on your phone that will protect you. There's an app you can put on your computer, on your network, on your home network, on your tablets. And you know what it does? It protects you from malware. It protects you from almost every form we know of malware, adware, viruses. You know why? Because it's active. It runs in the background. It's only a couple dollars a month for each device. What I want you to do is go to safernet.com and learn about it. Once you download it, you can set parameters. You can even set parameters for where your kids surf and how they surf and what they surf, or your employees. Safernet.com. It will protect computers. In fact, you know that ransomware can't work with Safernet. Safernet.com.
What's done more to improve overall health and wellness? Modern medicine.
Actually, it's both. But considering that bathing went mainstream in the 1800s and brushing your teeth in the 1900s, isn't it time for something new, like cleaning your nose? After all, your nose is the body's air filter for trapping dirt and germs.
Hey babe, I checked in on your appointment. I just looked at him. I didn't check in for you. You're gonna have to leave the house like at 6:30 tomorrow morning, you know. That Yosemite's all the way in Lafayette, and you gotta be there at 8:40. But your other appointment's at 3:25 today for your CT scan.
And then out the other nostril, flushing out mucus and microbes so you can breathe better, snore less, and stay healthier. Join over 2 million others and find out for
I guess we'll go in separate tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll have to.
Yeah.
Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Bed Bath & Target. Navage, clean nose, healthy life. Don't be that person that says this after I hope James should be in for the number of kitchens and baths in the stores. Simply put, we make people happy. In particular, just like you. 800-362-8370.
Hi, it's Mandy Carl joining my friends Gary Bell and Brad Pollock for the Bell and Pollock Legal Show right here on KHAL every Saturday morning at 7. It's a live call-in show to give Coloradans like you free legal advice on any topic you'd like to discuss with them.
Are you suffering from chronic joint pain, maybe your knees or hips? Well, there's a new way to treat joint pain, all with biologic therapies. These regenerative solutions are now available to you and me. You know, a lot of people have already called it QC Kinetics, and they're discovering that they are the nation's leader in helping you deal with chronic pain with no surgery, no drugs, no steroids, and no downtime. Regenerative treatments, these biologic therapies, can repair and restore damaged tissue in your joint with long-lasting results. So whether it's joint pain, arthritis, or back pain, shoulder pain, don't suffer any longer. Change the way that you think about pain treatment and discover the biologic therapy at QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics is now available to
Is there another spot after this one?
So no more excuses. Get out of that pain with
hold on.
biological treatment.
No. Oh, you mean? No, we're done here.
Hey, Bob. Hey, keep that Colorado Car Care's TIN number. Can you guys pull that up for me?
Have you ever felt depressed about that? Only to have your dad be like, "Why are you so down?" So you told him you hate your job, and he said, "Well, you better talk yourself out of it." And then you thought, I'd love to talk. I could host a podcast. And then you went to Spreaker from iHeart and started a podcast and got good at it. Then monetized it, then quit your boring job and told your dad, "Thanks for the advice." And he was like, "Well, that's not what I meant, and I don't understand what a podcast is, but you seem happy, so that's great, kiddo." You ever do that? Well, you could. At Spreaker.com. That's Spreaker. Ask your dad. You actually don't.
This is Chris Broussard, and here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Blindstare.
The Nuggets beat the Blazers yesterday and will be back on the court on Wednesday against the Thunder. Broncos GM George Payton is banking on linebacker Bradley Chubb returning to form after picking up the edge rusher's fifth-year option last season. He'll make almost $14 million in 2022. That means Major League Baseball and the Players Association continue as the lockout enters its 89th day. The league will begin canceling games if no deal is struck by close of business today. I'm J.D. Catherine.
Looking for a great deal on blinds, shades, and shutters? Save 50% off any order during Blindster.com's President's Day sale. Blindster offers custom wood and faux wood blinds, roller shades, cellular shades, even custom plantation shutters. And they're all 50% off for a limited time. Blindster.com.
Tomorrow night, President Biden delivers the State of the Union address. Live ABC News coverage begins at 6. The speech at 7, commercial-free, followed by the Republican response on 630 KHAL, Denver's talk station.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Blake Harris, attorney at law, BlakeHarrisLaw.com. Okay, bottom line is this. He has to prove he's a son to open probate. Blake, that's essential, right?
Yes. I mean, or if Dad owed him money, he could open it up as a creditor of the estate.
Right, but a stranger just can't come in and open up unless they have standing. What gives them standing is either their place in succession, husband, wife, brother, sibling, whatever, or son or daughter. Or a creditor.
Beneficiary or a creditor.
Right.
But even if you open it as a creditor, you're still going to have to prove at some point that you're a beneficiary if you want to receive the inheritance.
Sure.
Beyond whatever federal debt you're owed.
So what would you do, Zach? What would you advise Zach if he came to you? Since there's no physical proof he's the son, you can't do DNA. You can't do DNA testing with a corpse, can you? I mean, is that out of the ordinary?
That may be possible, but we haven't had to do that before. But DNA testing may be possible. I would expect that's going to cost you a bit of money and not even know. I would go ahead and hire a private investigator first if there's even any accounts out there. Also, if you can come up with, if you can look into the adoption to see whether or not you can show that he was your biological father, that would be the next step. But before I would take him on as a client, I would want him to show, he would have to supply the paperwork that we'd be submitting to the court, because I wouldn't want to start a case that wasn't going to shake out anything.
Well, I have an original birth certificate, if that would work. I just don't know that I have the link between the two of my new birth certificate.
You don't need it.
I changed my name and everything.
Oh, wait. You changed? Oh, your last name you changed.
First name, middle name, last name, new social security number. Like Tom, my entire identity was shifted.
Well, I'm starting to doubt you are his son, by the way, and I'm listening to you. No, I'm serious. What? And I mean that. I kind of mean that, meaning, who's to say you're not there to look for money, man? No, who's to say you're not there to look for money? I mean, you have a story.
Who's to say that I'm not? If somebody can help me just do the right thing.
I'm his son, by the way. I'm his son, Zach. That's what I'm getting at. You have nothing.
What I'm saying is, I do. I have the original birth certificate.
But it's not in your name. It's not in your name. The original birth certificate doesn't even have your name on it. It has someone else's name.
Correct, but I'm sure there has to be a record in the state's archives.
Then find it. You got to find it, man. That's what you need.
That I'm willing to do that legwork. I just need to know how to start probate and what the steps are going to be needed to be.
But you can't start the probate until you do the other thing. First, you got to establish who you are before they're even going to let you in.
Okay.
That's what we're trying to tell you, is that you have to prove. So wait a minute. You have the original birth certificate, and both your first, middle, and last name, original one is there, and your new one. When did you change your name? At the time they changed the birth certificate?
Correct. It was in 1991 or 1992.
Does your mother have any records?
Well, I'm sure she probably does. I haven't spoken with her.
Yeah, that's what you have to do for sure. You need to get something. Blake, what do you think?
I mean, again, it's the court is going to want to see some paperwork. So if you can find that original birth certificate which listed him as your father, then that would be enough.
Like on the change of birth certificate, if there was an application, don't you put down your previous name and your new name?
I imagine that is probably on a name change form. I'm not familiar with what a name change form includes, but that makes sense to me.
Zach, do you have any of that?
Probably. I mean, everything was done above board in Missouri when we moved and then brought back here to Colorado.
Wow.
And I know your guys' time is of the essence, so the last question that I would have then is, he has a power of attorney that I know supposedly stops upon death, but I have reason to believe that these folks are still just, pillaging his coffers, so to speak. So I need to know how to get that to stop, how to let the bank know that he is deceased, freeze his assets, because it's not his money that I want. I just don't want these folks to have.
Who are these folks? Who are they?
Like names?
No. I mean, what relation? Who are they?
Well, the power of attorney is what he always called his business partner.
Okay. All right. And his business partner, you think, is still using it?
I do.
Opening probate and a death certificate, who do you know that he used it with?
Did he use what with? I'm sorry.
The power of attorney.
I'm not exactly sure. It's just his brother was telling me that he's been speaking to this power of attorney and he has been using the assets, and that's why the brother was asking me to step in, even though I know he could do it himself, but he feels wrong to do it because he's not the next of kin.
Well, he can do it easier than you can do it at this point, and then he can always, you two can take, he can give it to you. I mean, I don't know. I mean, Blake, it might be the quickest option.
I need to drop from the call. I apologize.
Okay, you have to leave?
Yes, I'll be available in an hour.
All right, thank you. So here's the thing, Zach. If that brother can file first and open probate, at least it's opened. He can always let you take over as personal representative.
Okay. That makes sense. And then just one other thing that's completely unrelated to this, Tom. I appreciate your time. Thank you for your help with this. But I did call a couple of weeks ago about the tax situation with the rebate and the stepdad and all that, and I did take your advice, and we filed for the remainder of that money, and the IRS gave it to us, no questions asked.
Excellent. Thank you. And that, I think that was Eric Reinemer, who was on our show with Atlas CPAs and Advisors. But thank you, Zach. Call us if you have any more trouble.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Michael Brown in the morning and Dan Kaplis in the afternoon, 6:30, KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Discover.
Westbound I-70, we cleared out the earlier wreck before York. We're still pretty crowded from I-270 through to construction through the ditch. Southbound I-25 a tap on the brakes after I-70 and after 6. Westbound I-270 bunched up from I-70 to Commerce City, and then the accident northbound Spear at Clay Street. Earlier crash northbound Quebec before I-270. We're back up there because the traffic lights are out. That isn't always stopped. Fox 31 pinpoint weather. Beautiful sunshine this week. We've already exceeded our expected high for today. A little warmer tomorrow at 66 degrees, and we could reach 70 degrees on Wednesday.
Wow.
Right now, it's 62 degrees with your Impact Traffic and Weather. I'm Dustin Ritchie, 630 KHOW.
Real credit card questions require
70 degrees on Thursday.
someone who understands your issues and works to resolve them with you. That's why Discover offers helpful.
Hey, Mark,
US
those reduced hours either this week or next week?
Just hold on, guys.
Discover. Exceptionally common sense.
John Fuller
is the guy you want to call if you're ever in an accident and you need some free legal advice or representation. Of course, you get the advice even if you don't end up hiring him, although it would do you good to hire him. John Fuller has a small law firm on purpose. He believes in super serving his clients. That means giving you his cell phone number and being in constant touch, giving you updates and answering all of your questions. Remember, he works on a contingency fee basis, so once he takes the case, he's yours for the asking, and by the way, even before that, he will give you advice. PersonalInjuryCO.com. Don't be just a number with these big firms that churn and burn. He will look at your case, look to get you the most, and help you every step of the way. 303-597-4500. 597-4500. PersonalInjuryCO.com.
There are lots of places to get national news, but for the local stories that affect you most,
Count on Newsbreak's new email newsletter. Right now, listeners of this show will be entered for the chance to win $1,000 when they sign up for Newsbreak's brand new email newsletter at iHeart.com/Newsbreak. Get the top 5 news stories from your neighborhood delivered straight to your inbox every morning. It's completely free. Sign up at iHeart.com/Newsbreak and be entered to win $1,000.
A nefarious murder plot, a jealous brother, and the most secretive nation on the planet, Big Brother, North Korea's Forgotten Prince, is the podcast that dives into the motives behind the 2017 assassination of the oldest son of North Korea's first dictator, Kim Jong-il.
In North Korea, as in the mall, it's business. It's not personal.
It's business as usual in North Korea.
Just killing your...
So we're off Wednesday and Thursday?
No, we're not off. Yeah, half days. Or almost pretty much half days.
Huh? You could drop mortgage insurance, or you could even access some of your home equities cash. That's what you ought to be doing right now by calling American Financing. Colorado's home for home loans. Michael Brown here, and I want you to call American Financing because several personal friends of mine work at American Financing. I want you to tell them that I sent you, and you'll get a free, no-obligation mortgage review.
19
I promise you they're not going to pressure you, and they certainly won't charge any upfront or hidden fees. If you like what you hear from
This company, Google owes me 19 cents.
What they pay you, that's
and they might help you skip 2 payments if you want to do that. So why not call? Ask for anyone who's a friend of Michael Brown, and they'll get you started in only 10 minutes. Give them a call. Ask for anyone that used to work with me, and you can pre-qualify for free when you call 303-695-7000. 303-695-7000. Get online. AmericanFinancing.net.
NMLS 182334, regulated by the Division of Real Estate. So many people.
Did you guys watch,
And no wonder. It's the new way to sell.
Tom and Pam.
No, I have no desire.
Fuck, is it good?
Tom and Pam, what is it?
About that sex tape. Remember the Tom? Pamela Anderson and Tom, the drummer? Fuck, is it good? Yeah, they have the whole first season now, basically.
It's good, huh?
It's fucking great, man.
What's good about it?
It's just trashy.
No, you know what I
It
want?
tells the actual story of what happened, how they lost the sex tape, who found it.
They literally lost it.
They got their house. Someone stole their entire fucking safe from their driveway. Like this, a big gun safe. And in the safe, along with guns and cash, there was a fucking sex tape. And this was back in the mid-90s where the internet was just starting to rock and roll. And it was one of the first sex tapes sold on the fucking internet.
It helped them, didn't it?
No, they actually filed a lawsuit against the people and everything. No, it didn't help them. She was destroyed.
Why? It made Kardashian. Why did it destroy?
What do you mean Kardashian?
That's how she got started.
No, it's Pam Anderson.
I know, but I'm talking about Kim Kardashian had a sex tape.
Oh, I got you. No, she hated it. At least at the time when everything was going down, it was horrible. I mean, she could,
I thought it was Paris Hilton that had the sex tape.
No, there's all kinds of them, but hers was the original. Pamela Anderson. Remember, at the time this happened, she was on Baywatch, man. I think her cancer. I think she might have got she had big ramifications, man.
For her husband, a sex tape with her husband? Jesus, who cares?
Well, it's pretty. I assume it's pretty graphic. It's funny. I mean, I've never seen it, but
I was watching Super Uber last night. The story of Uber. Did you watch that? No.
Yeah. There's one called Twitter, or no, not Twitter.
I know. It's the hustler who.
I like that one.
You mean the Tinder Swindler?
Tinder Swindler. I liked it. What do you think about it?
I didn't watch it. What is it about?
These women that this guy just completely put the okie doke on, man.
He got money.
He went so far as, like, when he
must be good looking.
Very good looking. When he first started coming after you, oh no, they met and went places.
Is it a documentary or a
it's a doc. So he'd rent fucking private jets to fly these women around, showing how rich he was.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter.
303-713-TALK, 713-8255. B, I'm sorry. I'm back to you now, B, and I'm so sorry. But you had a question, and here's the deal. We did talk to people, and that's why part of the reason you were holding. You owe $170,000 on a rental property. You want to keep it the rest of your life. You want to pass it on to your kids or heirs. You have an annuity. What is the bulk amount, the principal balance of your annuity right now?
It's $190,000.
$190,000. Okay. Now, is that a qualified plan?
What do you mean by qualified?
Was the money a tax deduction when you put it in there, or did you do it after taxes? I'm not talking about the income.
It's after
taxes. Okay.
When we pull it out.
No, what I mean is this. How did you establish the annuity? First of all, did you do it in a lump sum, or did you do it monthly? Or whatever, quarterly?
The company that my husband worked for, the union put that money away for an annuity.
All right. So this annuity, when you take the money out, you said there's 25% owed?
There's 20% taxed federal, and for the state of Colorado, it's like 4.63 or 4.
Roughly 25%. So, what I want to know is this.
Yes.
Is it on the gain only, or is it on the entire amount? Because and the way you know that is...
It's on the entire amount.
So that means that $190 was deferred income. He never claimed that as income that went in there, or however much went in there.
Right.
Okay, I got it. Okay, so it's called a qualified plan. A qualified plan means the money you put in is tax deductible, and the money you take out is fully taxed. That's a qualified plan. All right, so you're wondering, is it going to be beneficial if I have to pay all that tax to pay off the rental? Well, you're going to you're not making a lot on the annuity. What is the end game in the annuity, by the way? You're saying it's making 1.4%. Most annuities have what's called an income feature, meaning you can turn it into income at any point.
Yeah.
Well, does this have an
And
income?
we really don't want to turn it into income because we're trying to stay under a certain. He's retired. He retired early. I'm still working. We're about 10 years apart in age.
Yeah.
And so we're trying to. Everything we own is paid off except for that rental.
Okay. Let me ask you something. When you say you want to keep your income under a certain amount, why is that?
Just because I'm so tired of Uncle Sam taking our money. It's
see.
Ugh.
Well, let's put it this way.
I want to.
You would have to pay your capital gains on that annuity. But will you? So did you do the math? Did you do the math on how much you'll net on that? I
have. I don't have it in front of me, but I mean, if you take 190,000 minus 20,
it's 47.5. You're going to have to pay.
Right.
Okay. 40.
Right, and here's my thing. So I'm paying a little over $500 in interest. When we turn the house over, because I don't want to sell it as a rental because we sold 2 rental properties.
You're not going to have enough to pay off that rental to begin with. Do you have cash to put in with it?
I do. I do.
If I were you, I'll tell you what I would do. I would pay off the rental and have no debt. Because you're not making enough on it to worry. And you're going to have to pay tax no matter what someday. So that's what I would do. I'm telling you, I would pay off the rental. Now I have rental income, right? And then you have your regular income. And then your husband's on Social Security?
He's about to.
How old is he?
Yeah, he hasn't got 62. He retired early.
Does he really want to take it now? Does he want to wait for full retirement?
He's already put in for it.
Okay. Because he's going to be...
It's on its way.
Yeah. Because he's going to get a limited amount for the rest of his life. I mean...
yeah. Yeah.
And then
I wonder if we should have just waited on that.
Well, you only wait a few more years. Probably 4 or 5 more years. Even though he put in for it, he can reverse that if he didn't take it.
Oh, he can?
Well, he didn't take it yet, did he?
No, he hasn't taken anything, but they're supposed to start putting that money into his account.
Well, it might be past, but it might be too late. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I mean, you've given up a lot. You've given up a lot of money by him taking it at 62. But it's okay. I mean, so how much is he going to start getting?
13 and some change.
Okay, and how much is the rentals? How much is the net rental income a month?
We're getting $16.20 off of it.
So let's just say,
$18 is that part of the payment?
Yeah. Wait. Oh, that's right. But you'll be getting that all if you pay it off.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so you'll have income. You'll have income of about, let's say 15 there and 13 there. You'll have $2,800 in income plus your income. What's your income?
72,000.
Okay, so you guys will be doing good. I think you should do it. That's what I think. And seriously.
Yeah.
It's not foolish to pay off debt.
And I agree with you. That's why I wanted to call, and I was like, well, let me see what Tom has to say, because I know you've had these questions, many of them, and
That's
I'm just like, and then it'll give us an opportunity before if we decide to sell that house. Let's say something came down where it came to where we did have to sell it. It's not a rental anymore. We're going to save all that money in capital gains.
That's right. If you live in it.
Because we'll live out of the 2 of the 5 years.
How much equity did they have in it?
Yeah, how much equity do you have in it? B, about how much equity? How much more is it worth than the 170? Or than, I don't know. She might have disconnected. I think she did. 303-713-8255.
Now,
This report is sponsored by
Taxes are really favorable now.
That's another thing.
Routed from I-270 through the construction, through the ditch, eastbound.
Unfortunately,
2.5 years. I just can't believe that this guy is going to be.
yeah, but he won't have much power soon.
Well, Biden or Putin.
I'm talking about Biden. It is kind of funny how they both end with an N, though. Just saying.
Well, there's 1 out of 26 chances that could happen.
1 is 26 does.
There's only 26 letters in the alphabet.
Gesture of appreciation from your credit company, and that's why Discover matches all of the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year. Discover.
Wait.
Wait. Learn more at discover.com/match. Limitations apply.
I love talking about medical things that are good for you and also don't cost
a lot. Rocky Mountain IV Medics. What a great alternative to going to an IV bar or urgent care. If you're dehydrated, migraines, you need hydration therapy, which, by the way, is the #1 therapy given across all kinds of problems. So if you are in line for an IV, call them, and they'll come to your home or your office, or they even meet truckers at truck stops. RockyMountainIVMedics.com. You won't pay any more than a hydration bar, so let them come to you. Medical professionals, 720-987-2155. You can text, by the way, and even get same-hour appointments, 720-987-2155. 2 home improvement companies I love, Simply Floors, Inc., and theartofgranite.com. SimplyFloorsInc.com are flooring experts. Buddy and Karen Mitchell. They have a wide assortment of carpets in all price ranges, and they also have LVT, luxury vinyl tile, and all of the hardwoods. And they assign a design consultant to all of their customers, so you not only get the best prices and the best installers, you get people to help you incorporate those floors into your project free of charge. And you get the best prices. All of that at Simply Floors Inc. INC.com. They'll come to you. Make your appointment. SimplyFloorsInc.com. The other home improvements, countertops, The Art of Granite. Of course, it's more than granite, but that's the name of the company. TheArtofGranite.com. They do quartz, quartzite, marble, whatever you want. They do man-made or natural stone. They tear out and haul away free. They do the bathroom countertop when you do the kitchen. And get this, all of it is at wholesale pricing for materials with prices on the phone. TheArtofGranite.com, 303-386-5919. 386-5919.
Hi, I'm Dr. Allen with Restore Osteo of Colorado. What activity would you enjoy if your knees didn't hurt? Have you wondered if there's an alternative to surgery? At RestoreOsteo.com, discover our unique Healthy Knee Protocol, a process created with you in mind. Request an appointment today at any of our 5 convenient locations in Golden, Aurora, Thornton, Colorado Springs, and now Littleton. Begin your journey to healthy mobility and healthy living. Visit RestoreOsteo.com today. That's RestoreOsteo.com.
It's replacement window season. If your windows are drafty, difficult to operate, or costing you money on your energy bill, it's time to replace them. Champion Windows is here to help. Right now, Champion is offering buy 2 windows, get 2 free. Champion builds our own windows right here in the USA. We make the process easy. We help you choose the best design options for your home. We then build your project in our very own factory. Our install team manages your project every step of the way, and it's all backed by our lifetime guarantee. Turn your house into your dream home with more livable space and a new Champion sunroom, or enhance your curb appeal with new siding. Now 30% off. Don't wait. This sale won't last long. Buy 2 windows, get 2 free, and 30% off sunrooms and siding, plus 60 months low-interest financing options. Visit ChampionSaveNow.com to schedule a free in-home estimate today. All discounts apply to our regular prices. Select styles apply. Minimum purchase required. Subject to qualifying credit approval. Cannot be combined with other advertised offers. See store or website for details.
Hi, it's Marty Lenz. I've got some big news from my friend, Gay Ribble, with the Ribble Group, Keller Williams Realty DTC. Last year, Gay introduced what she called the COVID Seller Protection Program. That's where the buyer pays all of the commission, saving you as the seller thousands of dollars. That Seller Relief Program was such a huge success and changed the game for Denver home sellers and buyers. Well, Gay has just announced that the Ribble Group is bringing back the zero commission COVID Seller Protection Program, but for a limited time. That's where the buyer pays all of the commission. So to be clear, as a seller, you pay zero in commission. That's because Gay has thousands of buyers in her Buyers in Waiting program that will gladly pay the commission so you can sell your home receiving the best-in-class service while netting the most money possible. Call my friend today, Gay Ribble, at 833-453-SOLD, 833-453-SOLD. Gay, spelled G-A-Y-E, gayhasthebuyers.com, gayhasthebuyers.com.
You're the one everyone looks to for answers. Come rain or shine, the job must get done, and you're the one who makes it happen. We get you, Jackie in Fresno, putting your employee safety first. And Manny in Chattanooga, whose local Granger team knows him by name. We're here for you and all the ones who get it done, with 24/7 customer support and access to product specialists to help you find what you need. Call clickgranger.com or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
My heart was racing just making...
I could have waited to tell my doctor.
My heart was racing making spaghetti.
Just reading the book. I could have delayed telling my doctor, but I didn't wait. They told their doctors and found out they have atrial fibrillation, a condition which makes it about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. If you have one or more of these symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness, this is no time to wait. Contact your doctor.
Brought to you by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer. Hey, it's Joe Pags coming up. The very latest on Russia invading Ukraine.
Okay, here we go.
The Russians are surprised. Plus author Melissa Kate and Cray News with Kay on the Joe Pags Show. Tonight from 6 to 9 on 630 KF, Denver's talk station.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Okay, so who's been waiting here? Oh, my goodness, Lance. Lance, what's going on with the sewing machine? What's happening, man? I've never heard of restoration of a sewing machine. What's happening?
Yeah, Tom, on March 2nd, I did have a ship fire in my garage.
Oh, wait a minute. Are you the one that had all of those hundreds of sewing machines that you were restoring?
163, Tom.
And they said it was commercial, so they weren't going to pay the claim.
Right.
Right. That was my insurance, but they did pay CRDN.
What's that mean?
$37,000.
What's CRDN? What's that?
The restoration company here in...
okay. So you had a garage fire, and you had 100 and how many sewing machines?
163, Tom, which 20 of them were customers' machines, which I personally fixed.
Okay. Okay, so what's going on?
Well, I do this for a living, and 75% of them machines were parts machines, 15 were collectors, and 10% were newer, still in boxes. You know, I
whatever.
Sell them.
Whatever. What was your total loss in all 163? What was your total loss?
Tom, well, they took them.
Who's
they?
Took
all the machines.
Who's they?
CRDN.
The restoration company.
Yeah, and they said they could clean them. Well, when I got them back, they're worse than when they left, Tom. They're all rusty. I cannot use any of the parts in them. The big ones.
And now your insurance was paying. Your insurance company paid this restoration company.
Yes, $37,000. Yes, sir.
Why would they pay if they didn't acknowledge this commercial activity? I'm just curious.
Tom, I do not know. But when CRDN did take the machines, they did end up paying them. I think it was $28,428 just to clean the sewing machines.
And what you said they paid them $37 total?
Yeah, $37 total, and other electronics tech.
All right, so tell me then. So what is going on now? What do you need?
Well, CRDN has came out twice. They sent out 3 people. On 12/7, Carlos came out, and he said they can't fix rust. I mean, they totally ruined these machines.
Well, hold on. How did they cause rust?
By cleaning them.
How do you cause rust by cleaning?
Well, they had to use some kind of liquid, Tom.
So the machines are rusty? So they ruined them, but didn't the fire ruin them?
Well, it shutted them.
So, okay, so you're saying, okay, let me get this straight then. You're saying that they are in worse condition than after the fire?
Yes, sir, because there was 20 of them that were customers' machines that I cleaned that were in the fire, and they went back to my customers, and I had no problem with rust or anything. And then these guys, when they brought them back, the whole inside, they took off all the covers, Tom.
So they didn't destroy any of the customers' machines?
No, I kept all them.
Good.
They did do one, Tom, which was a shop stock for one of my accounts down in Denver.
Let's talk about the ones that they restored, the main bulk of them. They were just your private machines. What were you doing with them?
I was using them, 75% of them, Tom, I was using for parts.
So is it a big deal that they're not running?
Well, no, not that they're not running, because I use parts out of them.
Right.
I'll use
Can you not use the parts?
The hook.
Did they ruin You can't even use the parts?
Correct, sir. They ruined them all. They're all rusty.
Oh, my goodness. What do you think the value of those machines were? I mean, realistically, the ones they ruined.
Realistically, Tom, the ones that were for resale, I probably have close to 40,000.
Just the ones in resale.
Yeah, and then parts machines, I would say probably 60,000 in parts.
So you had $100,000?
Oh yeah, we added it up.
I wonder if Paragon could help him.
Well, he didn't have insurance for it.
Yeah, they covered it. They're the ones that paid.
No, they covered for cleaning. That's different than cover for... Why did they cover the cleaning if they denied the claim?
Well, I'm saying they already accepted the claim if they paid for the cleaning.
Yeah, they did accept the claim, didn't they, Lance?
Yes, sir, they did. My insurance company did.
Well, then they need... Well, then if they... Who hired CRDN?
My wife actually called them, Tom.
Well, I don't think insurance is going to pay for a bad restoration company.
I don't think they'd pay for that, but what I'm saying is maybe they should have been totaled in the first place.
Okay.
And that's what I told them.
Okay, hold on. Hold on. We're going to get somebody to talk to you about it. Hang on. I'm Tom Martino. More coming up.
Mark, can you explain that to Paragon? I mean, or do I have him just call him straight?
Just call him straight. I know what he's saying. They're paying them to clean them, while the fact is they couldn't be cleaned. I don't know how the cleaner would get them rusty, but I definitely see how the water putting out the fire would.
I'll tell you how the water clean putting out the fire.
To try to get a public
and then they put a solvent on these parts that are generally oil and running close. You know, they're close tolerance parts. They put a solvent on them. Now the solvent is stripped off any lubricant that was there, and then they sit out in the weather, and now they rust and corrode and don't work anymore.
I'm not even sure they sat out in the weather.
Well,
I just think they tried to clean them, and they're idiots.
Yeah, that's it.
I want to get this one in the lockdown. Stores closed, and home doors were bolted shut as word spread that a mass murderer was on the loose.
Listen to the Pink Moon Murders on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
KHOW Denver, an iHeartRadio station. Available everywhere on our free iHeartRadio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts. All in one.
ABC News, I'm Alex Perez. As the
that was a quick 3 hours.
Heading for the border.
That was a quick 3 hours. I thought it was 12 o'clock, not 1 o'clock.
Yeah, it's 1. We're on. We got 1 more to go.
This tunnel
beneath the Lviv railway station in western Ukraine. Closer to the Polish border and safety, refugees dragging what they could, whipped by wind and snow. Traffic stalled for 15 miles.
So, Tali,
yes, sir.
Yes, sir. What can I do for you?
I saw a report where there's a claim that Poland is not letting Africans trapped in.
That who isn't?
Poland.
Poland, yeah.
Is not letting Africans that are trapped in Ukraine cross the border.
I did not see that report.
I did see that report. I'm going to try to find it.
Okay, because if that's so, that's totally unacceptable.
It was pretty deep. I couldn't corroborate it, but I did see it.
Unless the only would be if they're only allowing Ukrainian citizens into Poland. So if they're preventing other nationalities, then I would say it's a 10% of teapot. But if they're doing it by color, then it's something that needs to be exposed. You agree?
I would agree.
That's why you need the whole story.
The whole story, always.
The 270 authors who wrote the IPCC report conclude that humans cannot stop climate change, but can slow the impact. They warn that right now, anywhere from 2.6 to 3.3 billion people live in areas described as highly vulnerable. They're calling for broader adaptation of green technology. Brian Clark, ABC News.
A deadline for Major League Baseball as owners and players negotiate. If there's no deal by the end of the day, regular season games will start getting canceled. Alex Perez, ABC News.
These guys are such idiots, you know?
I can't think of it. He needs two brothers who can hit the ground quickly. 86 on the chicken with short staff. Let's pick it up. Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I'm going to look up those stories.
Yeah, that's how I got it.
Yeah.
African TV.
Right. Oh, because you know I'm a bigot and I agree with it totally.
I know you're a what?
Because you know I'm a bigot and I agree with that totally.
Oh, you agree with that action?
Yes.
Oh man, you know, Doc, I don't think you would be that way.
I said I had so many black patients that would just, you know, their patients.
Well, but see the kind of doctor you were, you'd probably get a lot of black patients.
Oh, I did. Well, I was out in the Aurora, which is, you know.
Oh, hell yeah. You couldn't miss.
Right.
You couldn't miss. John Libby wants a drinking game for the State of the Union tomorrow. Energy, COVID, wiped out. Tindler Swindler. That's interesting. Still, we need masks on planes. And I think they honestly took 2 more inches out from between their damn seats on the plane.
I'll tell you the worst is Spirit. They have those. Have you flown Spirit, Mark?
Well, here's the deal. Frontier,
and you feel like you're almost standing up in them.
Yeah. Frontier and them merged, and Frontier, as of tomorrow, March 1st, adopted their luggage rules, which really sucks.
Oh my goodness!
I have no problem with that.
Fuck, it's 40 pounds. The average one bag is 50.
But here's the deal: as long as they tell you up front exactly what it is, I have no problem. It's when you get there.
And by the way, Mark, the best movie I've seen in 2 years, Dog. And you've got to fucking see it, especially on New Shepherd. Although it was a Malamar. They're the same kind of.
Malamar were cookies. Remember those Malamars?
Is what you're talking
they were
about.
like dome shaped,
no,
and they had a cracker, and then marshmallow and covered with chocolate. You must have had those as a kid.
What are they called?
Malamars.
No, you're talking about.
Malamars.
No, I'm talking about Malamars. They were cooked. They were.
You said a marshmallow. Say it again.
Malamars.
Cracker. I don't know.
They were a cracker with marshmallow covered in chocolate.
That's not. That's the campfire one.
S'mores.
No, you're
S'mores.
No.
There's Malamars right here. He's not right here. Malamars. They are cookie, marshmallow,
covered in chocolate.
And chocolate.
See that?
Oh, it's more of a cake, right?
Yeah, no. It is kind of fucking copying. It's
cookie.
fucking copying s'mores. I don't care what you say. It's copying a s'more.
Are they good, Doc?
But they just had a thin layer of chocolate covering it. Chocolate was only on the outside.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
These right here.
Yeah, we ate them like crazy as a kid.
Yeah.
We love them.
No, I see them.
Yeah, you're thinking about
I'm
s'mores.
looking at their nutritional value, and there's a lack thereof.
They have the same nutritional value as Twinkies.
Yeah.
Chad Allen is a Colorado native that consistently sell homes for 4% more and 3 times
Ooh, I love thiamonamate.
years. Even in today's
That's my favorite.
It's got some riboflavin.
Oh, they're cholesterol free.
Love riboflavin.
Yeah, it's all
Ribo.
It's like saying, if you eat a pound of sugar, there's cholesterol in that.
Do you know?
If someone told me Mexican Coke is actually made with sugar cane and not syrup, you think that's true?
So if they tell you that it's cane sugar.
No, but I bet it tastes different, though.
It tastes sweet. It tastes good.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Now I want to try Mexican Coke. I don't like Coke.
Cane sugar is cool, man.
Be careful, Joe. It can, especially with you, if you try the Coke, it can eat away that nose thing that you had done.
It's true.
I know.
My turbinates. My turbinates can be re-enlarged.
He went from drinking to stinking thinking.
It's the Troubleshooter Show.
Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. Don't forget, if you're looking for CBD quality CBD products, realcbdthatworks.com. Panacea Life Sciences has wonderful CBD products. They have a 3,300 milligram a bottle, okay, and each eyedropper has 3,300 milligrams of pure CBD oil. Yeah, you can get 30% off that and all those products. It helps with inflammation, it helps with anxiety, it helps with pain, and it also helps anti-inflammatory properties for makeup. They have this, some people put that oil on their face, but they have eye makeup and eye serums. So it's realcbdthatworks.com. Tom and the promo code 30% off. All right, listen. We're trying to reach a public adjuster to help Lance in his sewing machine issue, but let's talk to John. He has a question. John, what is your question, sir?
I have 2 unrelated questions, so don't hang up after the first one.
I won't, sir.
It's not possible to declare bankruptcy if you have if you own your home, if you have $200,000 in savings, and you have no debt other than an alleged overpayment by the...
In other words, can you do what's called a pissed-off bankruptcy? You can, but you'll lose everything, because here's truly what it is. They're not going to stop you from filing bankruptcy, but then you're going to sell stuff and pay off everything you owe. So there's no reason to, in other words. The whole idea of a bankruptcy is when you don't have enough to pay, and you don't... Yeah, that's really it. Because if you have enough money to pay and you just want to single out a debt, you're going to end up paying them anyway, because you have enough assets to pay it.
Okay. And then my second question, I called you last week, and I haven't heard anything about the issue of that you said to Brian at Compass about insuring your own car yourself.
Oh, you're right. We were going to get him on to talk about that. Oh, wait. No, we did have him on. We did. Hold on. Yes, we did. He was researching it for us, and he hasn't gotten back to us. So the question was, Suze, can you self-insure your car, and how do you do it? In some states, they used to let you self-insure if you had enough money to pay liability. Did you know that, Mark? You could put money in a bonded account.
Yeah, I think it's the minimal. The state would require a $25,000.
But Compass said they didn't hear about that being allowed here. In New York, it used to be, I thought it was like $250,000, because now, obviously, let's just say, okay, someone like Deputy Doc wanted to do it, and it was allowed, and he put the minimum in there, $25.50. Could you imagine? So he has to put $50,000 in an account. He would never do it. Why? If he gets in an accident, he says, I'm self-insured, and I only have $50,000, and there's $1 million in damages, what are they going to do? They're not going to accept it. They're going to go after him. You see, you always insure for what you have. You don't insure, for what you want. You insure for what you have. So, by the way, we can find that out, John. And another thing on filing bankruptcy, Bankruptcy, just so people know, a Chapter 7, they take all your exclusions of assets and income, and everything above that goes to creditors. So if you have a lot, it's stupid to do that. If you do a Chapter 13, what that is a reorganization of debt, but you still only get a certain number of exclusions, and then you have to pay monthly payments to really, you get to keep the asset, but you buy it out of the bankruptcy through those monthly payments toward your creditors. So there's two different kinds.
Real quick, on the self-insurance, it looks like in Colorado you might have to own more than 25 motor vehicles just to ask to be qualified for being a self-insurance. And it all goes through the insurance commission. So if you just own a few cars, I don't even think it's possible here.
Yeah. Matt Stanford is with Paragon Services. He's a public adjuster. As you know, we love public adjusters. They fight insurance companies for you to get maximum coverage. This is a weird one, Matt. We don't understand it, but we're going to lay it out to you. Lance had a fire in his garage. Lance had how many sewing machines, Lance? 163 of them, right?
Correct, Tom.
20 of them were from customers, and the rest of them were either used for parts or resale. He figured his losses at around $100,000. He was able to get the 20 customer machines back to them. This restoration company came in, and the insurance company paid him about $28,000 to clean them and to restore, not restore them, but clean and get the soot and ash out. Now, here's what we don't understand. Why his insurance company paid to begin with, since it was clearly a business. And you did not have commercial insurance, did you, Lance?
No, Tom, I
didn't they give you a hard time at first?
Yeah, they were not going to pay CRDN.
How did you get them to pay?
20.
How did you get them to pay?
CRDN just told them they'd go back on voicemails, because we went through 4 adjusters, and one adjuster told them that they could go ahead and clean the machine.
Okay, did any, though, adjusters ever say, this whole claim is going to be rejected because it's a business?
No, sir, they did not.
That's amazing. And this garage, is it rented as a business, or is it part of your home?
It's my home, Tom.
Okay. So, however he got it covered, Matt, he got at least some coverage here. They paid a restoration company to restore the machines. His argument is they should have never tried to clean the machines because they're delicate machines, and basically they're ruined. Okay, other than the 20 he did himself and sent back to the customers, the other 140 machines roughly are ruined. Can you make an argument, Matt, that this restoration company screwed them up, even though they hired the restoration company? Can you make the argument that it was folly to even try to restore them?
Yeah, I would think that's a specialty item. CRDN, I work with them quite a bit. They're good at cleaning, your typical contents, but, sewing machines, that's pretty technical stuff. Who's the insurance company, just out of curiosity?
It was ASI, or they go through Progressive.
Okay. Yeah, that's Progressive. I assume, normally they would try to wiggle out of paying for that under business coverage or lack thereof, but if he's not actually running a retail shop out of his garage, maybe that's how he got around it, just using it as a storage system.
Well, here's what I think, Matt. Now that they've done it and they've covered it, they've stepped in it. And I think what you should do is maybe take a look to see, just to see, if you could press them for totaling those machines.
I'd be happy to try. You're right. Now that they've agreed to cover it, they've kind of opened the floodgates. So let's dig in and see what we can get.
Lance?
Tom, shouldn't CRDN be responsible for what they done to them?
I don't know, but Matt, what happens in a case like that? Have you had cases where the restoration company screws up?
Oh, all the time. I've had cases where a restoration company went in and removed the entire house full of carpet, and they were only supposed to remove one room. Well, what do? So the insurance company would pay for all that to be covered, and then they would go after the restoration company.
So he can work that angle too, Lance.
Yeah, because I asked CRDN for $23,500 just to move on with my life, and they They have dropped the ball. They have not gotten back to me with.
Do they take responsibility for the rust and all that stuff on those machines?
Two of them kind of did, Tom, but the general manager did not. But two of the sales associates did.
Well, let's let Matt take a look at it. Paragon Services, he's a public adjuster. You know how we feel about them. He's on referralist.com. His number is 719-726-0026. And by the way, Lance, Suze will get...
0020, Tom.
Oh, I'm sorry. 719-726-0020. Now, she'll give you that number off the air, Lance, so you get it.
For my small
The big peak back.
Radio ad at iHeartAdbuilder.com to tell everyone about our author events, our story hours for kids, and our amazing latte. Now we're busier than ever. I'd call that a success story.
A custom radio ad from iHeart Ad Builder is the fast.
Mark, when you take off, you find it hard to get back, or you love it?
First day is a little rough.
Let's have our meeting this week.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's talk about Blake Harris.
Oh, you heard me talk to him earlier in the show, and what did we say? We asked him a bunch of questions, and you can do that too. He doesn't charge for each and every question and answer. He only will give you a quote of a flat rate up front of what he needs to do for you. You might need a will or a trust or probate, whatever it is. 833-ASK-BLAKE. 833-ASK-BLAKE. He'll take care of you. Just ask your questions about anything estate-related. 833-ASK-BLAKE. Hey, we were just talking about that insurance the guy had. Oh, listen, you don't want to have the wrong insurance for the wrong stuff. Make sure you're insured right. Make sure you're not underinsured. Compass Insurance Group will do that free of charge with an insurance checkup. 303-996-9000. 996-9000. What will your house sell for? Do you know? Here's how you find out. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. He will do a complimentary valuation of your home. Yeah, we know what an appraisal is. The buyer needs that. We know what Zillow says. Who cares? What really counts is what you're going to get for the home, and he can tell you. Maybe you decide to stay put and improve the house or move on. Whatever it is, Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, complimentary valuations, and a master negotiator, top 1% of producers. You won't find anyone better if you do decide to list. 303-920-1622.
News is happening now.
What I'm talking about are sponsors. Okay.
Whenever it happens, wherever you are, NBC News is free on NBC News Now.
Just tell me what afternoon, and I'll make it available. I have Zooms every day this
Tomorrow
week.
I got something. No, I'll be back here by the end of the show. Let's just do it tomorrow.
Okay, good.
Tomorrow afternoon.
All right. I want to come up with some kind of landmark where we're not bad guys, but we look out for our clients before anyone else. I don't want to talk about it right now.
Yeah.
I got some ideas.
I got a big one starting tomorrow. It's on KBPI.
But somebody you brought, right?
No. It's KBPI. It's Master Router.
I know, but not somebody they can bitch about.
No.
Okay. Well, I got an idea.
Oh, I'm sure they will, though.
No, I have an idea how we can.
I'm fucking flooding KBPI.
I have some ideas. But how do you do it by picking the, because you know how to hack it. Because you don't pick stations. You just know how, right?
Yeah.
I shouldn't talk about okay.
Yeah, it's fucking not easy either, man.
But once you find it, you just hit it.
Yeah, most of the time. They changed one thing on me that worked one time, and then it quit working, which was a little weird.
Maybe work partial.
A partial play. See that it works. That's the rest of the money is right.
Yeah, like on this one, I'm doing 1 month at a time.
Well, even a month could be too much if they change something.
No. It won't change once you book it. When I went to rebook something similar, it changed.
Do you think that's because they figured out that?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think it's that
intuitive.
They may be tweaking their own filters and stuff on the backside.
Yeah, I don't think it has anything to do with anything we do. But it is kind of a moving target, I've learned. It might have to do with inventory, too.
Why couldn't we do something like that with all TV in markets? Why couldn't we come up with it? Just copy it and just share it with TV.
I think it's because
Accuracy. New COVID strains are on the rise, and non-contact manufacturers are being irresponsible at a time when accuracy matters most. Accurate temperature measurements are essential. Don't wait. Switch to Exergen because they are accurate and backed by over 100 clinical studies. Be sure, be accurate with Exergen. Learn more at Exergen.com.
plumbing problems, back-end deals. I mean,
APIs. You have to have an API to know what's open, what's available.
That's what I mean, but it's also making the pricing deal.
It's not sold at the time you book it.
No, but these are sold. Once you book them, they're booked and sold.
No, that's what I mean. Well, at the time you book it. Oh, yeah. Well, then they could fuck them in an election year.
It can. In fact, that's what I'm not going to say who. He said it's the biggest pain in the ass they have. Because they can't fucking delete them. They have to run them. They never know what they are.
Well, then it can actually hurt local revenue.
It does. Of course it does.
How could we do that for TV?
Real credit
Well,
card
TV, we could have a bunch of conventional unsold time. In other words, stuff that almost was always sold.
U.S.-based representatives available 24/7.
Really, the whole hook, though, is
Every
not.
station knows
The
what
whole
they do.
hook's not the inventory part.
Yeah, it is.
No, the whole hook is the whole hook is picking out your audience.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, Sam. Sorry, man, we got disconnected a few times, and we did do some research
on your thing. And for those listening, Sam made a reservation for a hotel from October 28th to November 1st, basically 5 days or maybe 4 nights, whatever it is. He called the day before to cancel, and he was going to complain about it. Mark looked up the cancellation policy for that particular hotel, and they said the most they will charge if you don't cancel, if you cancel within 72 hours or later, it's fine. But if you cancel before, I don't know how to put this, if you cancel up to 72 hours, you get dinged. If you give them at least 72 hours or more, you don't get dinged. He did not give them 72 hours, therefore, he got dinged. How much did you get dinged? You shouldn't have gotten dinged, according to the hotel, more than one night.
That is true. Oh. I was told by Karen from the hotel that my credit card was charged for one night, and I told her, I said, that's absolutely fine. But come to find out, all of a sudden it's a third-party reservation.
Oh. Well then, okay, hold on then. Then the hotel is only charging one night to whoever made that. But that third party can charge you whatever they want. They don't have to pass along to you the same conditions.
I understand that. So I started doing inquiring.
Who is the third party you made your reservation through?
Well, here it says reservationdesk.com.
Okay.
All right, so then I contacted the reservationdesk.com, explained to them the situation. Mm-hmm. Then they in turn told me that I needed to send them some documents to prove that I was in the hospital. So I did. And then I get a response saying...
I don't even know why they would say that, actually, because it doesn't matter. That
might have been their terms.
Yeah, right. It may have been they were trying to be nice. Who knows? Anyway, what happened then?
Well, that's what I'm more than sure they're trying to be nice. So then I contacted my credit card company. They put a hold on it. Then I get a call from my credit card company to send them the documents that I had sent to the reservation desk. Then I get a letter. It's now no longer with Reservation Desk. It's with getaroom.com. So now it's gone to a fourth party.
Well, where did you make the reservation? You ought to know that.
I did that on the computer.
I understand that. What site did you use? It's on your history.
I went into treasureisland.com, the Treasure Island Hotel on the computer.
Are you kidding me? And they sent you to a third party?
Yes.
That's unlikely. So wait, you went to treasureisland.com, you went on there and hit reservations, and it sent you to a third party?
That's what I was told.
Well, that doesn't seem likely.
Well,
Mark,
here's what I've got in my hand.
Yeah.
Here's what this has. It has from reservation.com, sent on Friday, October the 1st, 2021 at 4:25 p.m.
Yeah.
Then it has my email address.
Yeah.
Well, that's where he booked them, reservations.com.
Exactly. That's where you booked it, bro.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
So what is their policy at reservations.com?
That's what it had. You're right. It did say that I had to cancel within the 24th of October.
Well, that's what okay, so what are they dinging you at reservations.com?
What are they giving me?
No. Well, what are they charging you at reservations.com?
$552.
What does that represent in room nights?
I have no clue.
Well, what is the night? You know what you're paying. What was your entire reservation, sir? How much was it?
The entire reservation was $567.
Okay, so they're charging you the entire reservation.
Okay.
I mean, I think it's ridiculous, but, I mean, those are the conditions of reservations.com, right? I mean, that's what I'm seeing. That sucks.
I understand that. Then, like I said, I get a third letter from getaroom.com, and they sent me 23 pages of terms.
What difference does it make? You made
Well, the thing is I just keep getting the running around and
this
the running
sucks,
around.
Man.
There's no running around, though. Whoever you booked it through, right there on reservations.com, you started reading it. On that email, they have their policy, right? That's what their website says.
I'm looking for
What does the policy say on that email you're reading?
Well, right at the very bottom, it says cancellation policy. It says each room in the reservation subject is the hotel cancellation policy, which is cancellations before October 24th at midnight.
Okay.
You'll get a full refund.
Okay. And after that...
And then the next sentence, it says, canceling after the 20...
It doesn't matter. You did it afterwards, right?
But what does it say after?
He did it afterwards. So it says here, I'm seeing it right here. I'm seeing it, Mark, on their terms and conditions. He was charged exactly what they told him he would be charged.
Yep.
It sucks, but you were charged. You're just upset that they're charging you more than the hotel would. You should have gone directly to the hotel. Everyone who uses a third party, here's the only problem I have, and I sympathize with you, Sam, honest to God. Sometimes you don't even know you're going to a third party. You really don't. No, I know. I just made one for another state for a wedding, and you know what? I was almost all the way through it until I realized it was a third party, because it said something about we reserve blah, 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 and I went, wait a minute, that doesn't sound like a hotel. They reserved the right to send me to another hotel that's comparable in the area. So then I realized up at the URL, it wasn't the hotel. So I had to call the hotel directly. So I get what you're going through. It's really weird sometimes. You think with a Google search you're going directly to the hotel, and you're not.
And that's what has happened.
Yeah, and it sucks, but there's nothing we can do about it. Now, you could try maybe disputing it with their credit card, but I think they're going to go...
I did, and they said it's a no-go.
Damn, you spent... Holy crap. So you basically spent the entire amount for nothing.
For nothing.
The one you almost bid into, what did La Quinta say when you finally got through to him?
It wasn't. It was a really nice hotel, but Mark... Here's what I did, just what he did. I did Google, then searched it, and it came up as the hotel. It looks like it says reservations for, but it was a third party.
Tom, so many times the first 2 or 3 entries when you do a Google search are ads, and people don't realize that.
Oh, of course. Now, I know the ad part,
right?
But this was more, I don't know, I thought it was a link to the hotel. Because, Mark, it had it held the hotel up there. No, it wasn't that misleading. It wasn't. Here's what it was. I clicked on what I thought was the link because it had that Google panel with all the photos and pictures. It just was so weird. Anyway, third-party reservations will cost you more than the hotel most of the time, and you have to be ready for it. 303-713-8255. John wants to talk about unemployment. Oh, this is a good question. What happens when you're on Social Security? I think I have the answer to that coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. I'm Tom Martino.
30713-TALK. Paragon, bro.
Yeah, so many
You got
times
it, right?
it's one letter or a capital sends you to a different, you know that. You have to be so careful with your URLs.
You can substitute since we did him and gave out his number.
You can do what?
I'm saying you have to be
What's
so
that?
careful when you type in something.
Gave out his number and talked about
If you make a mistake with one letter or a capital or make it goes.
Actually, I might
Capitals don't matter, but if you make a letter mistake,
sometimes the capital does matter.
Not in the URL.
No, not in the URL.
Not
No,
in
it
the
doesn't.
URL.
Absolutely not. They are absolutely not case sensitive on purpose. Neither are emails. Never. They do that on purpose because
so that
that
so
would
that
cause
you can work
massive
with their
fucking
work.
confusion. I've never, God, that would be terrible.
What's that?
Oh, if capitals if the font made a mistake.
No, it's
when
not.
you type in something.
Yeah, uppercase.
Right. Case sensitivity. If case sensitivity was an issue, there could be exactly as many.
Sponsored by Ad Council.
How many companies can say they can save you up to 40% compared to the big box stores? Think about that. Home Depot, Lowe's, these stores are massive. Think of the buying power. But the guys, actually the man and wife, the husband and wife at simplyfloorsinc.com, they figured out a way to do it, and they even make it easier to shop. They actually bring the showroom to you. Now, you can go visit their beautiful showroom, but I don't suggest that. I suggest you have them bring the LVT, the carpet, the hardwood, the tile directly to your house or business to see what it looks like right where it's going. Simplyfloorsinc.com. The other thing these guys do besides save you money and make it easy is they have online reservations. You go pick out a time, they'll show up. Simple as that. Simplyfloorsinc.com. Simplyfloorsinc.com.
Greenberry.
I'm going to ask you a question here.
Ask a question.
So, Doc.
Yes.
I'm just asking for research. I'm going to do this formally. Prospectuses don't tell you shit about funds, hedge funds and all that. So other than the perspective, what would you look at to see if a fund is for real? If you want to just place $100,000 or $1,000 or 100,000 or $1 million, whatever. What do you look at when you invest in a fund?
I don't know, which is why I have somebody else do it for me.
Okay, so you get most of your advice from an investment counselor.
Yes.
Okay.
I think that there's two things with the market. We either do it full time or not at all.
But like, for example, a really good hedge fund like Bridgewater. I mean, have you ever gone to your counselor and said, "I like this fund. It looks good. Can you tell me what?"
No, because I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
You don't follow funds,
right?
Okay. So you have no idea what funds you invest. Okay. I think most people probably know. I think the market has to be targeting investment counselors and advisors. I think so, because they're the ones that look good and place you in a good place. Mm-hmm. I'm about ready to be licensed, but my background, there's some stuff that fuck.
You're licensed. You can get licensed to do what?
A fund. Yeah.
Well, you're setting up a fund, or you're licensed?
Yeah, I'm setting up.
Oh, really? To do what? For investments?
Yeah.
In what kind of?
We won't be individual counselors. We're just, what I'm saying, it's just a fund. It's been going on now. How many? 4 years now. I've been doing it. 3 years. Yeah. So now I'm getting SEC approval, and let me tell you something. Your life is a fucking microscope. I really have a good background, but they look at everything.
Oh, sure.
And he said, "Well, you better talk yourself out of it."
So are you going to solicit
Well,
investors?
I don't know how to do it. Well, first of all, my attorney, the San Francisco law firm, giant firm, they tell you how to do it because you can't say shit other than what's in the prospectus, right? Well, you can say, this is what I've been doing. You can show them your 5 year of trading history or 4 year. Yeah, you can do all that. But I don't think here's what we're wondering.
Yeah.
Pat Jolliffe is helping me because he's an investment advisor. He's thinking you need to go through other advisors. Don't go to individuals. But some individuals are sophisticated enough that you go directly to them. Well, Mark doesn't have an advisor.
I think you have to verify.
Mark does not have an advisor.
I think you have to verify assets.
Yeah.
Oh no, we've already done.
No, I'm not talking about for the fund. I'm talking about the
For the
investors.
investors.
Oh no, that's called accredited investors.
Right.
Yeah.
How do you identify them? That's the issue.
Yeah, how do you
right?
advertise to them?
Oh, no, you're right about that. I'm sorry. We don't have an accredited fund. Our fund will be for anyone because it's so solid. In other words, we're going for open funding, meaning you don't have to be accredited.
Okay, so how do you advertise for that?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking. I don't know. I got to figure that out.
I think
because the people that set up
my
my fund, my people don't know shit about advertising. I'm the one who knows about
Why
advertising.
would
I don't know how to advertise.
Talk to someone like a Schwab or a Ameritrade and see how you get on their fucking go-to list, if you will.
Yeah, I don't think individuals.
For that, they have pretty girls that go to these places and meet with the
Right.
investment things.
Just like that pretty girls go to doctors with drugs.
That's exactly right. Yeah, so they go to, but they won't go to the local Ameritrade. They have to go to wherever they are and say, hey, would you consider selling us? And all Ameritrade wants to know is, what is their cut?
Right.
Well, of course, but as far as...
but look at the platform you buy your way onto.
No, I know.
Yeah, I think going to individuals. I mean, if I got a solicitation, I would just turf it to my advisor. If I got something in the mail about your fund, if I even read it, I would turf it.
And they all sound sketchy because they say, every one of those commercials say the same thing. We're not trying to sell you anything right now. Everything we try to sell you is in the
and past performance is no guarantee
of future results.
And the prospectus.
And by the time you hear this, you're like, I'm not.
And the prospectus basically says, don't do this.
Yeah.
I'll invest in your fund.
I want you to.
I'll give you $100.
I got. Well, you know what? You think that's funny? We have $1,000 minimum for kids.
Wow.
Doc's out.
$1,000?
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Welcome to the show. Let's talk about your life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. John, you want to talk about unemployment, right, John?
Yeah, how you doing, Tom?
Good. Now, John, a lot depends. You want to talk about receiving unemployment while on Social Security. A lot depends on if you're employable and if you're working and if you're getting partial. I mean, if you got it at 62 or full retirement age.
Okay, the thing is, Tom, is there's a company that a bunch of us work for, and they don't want to lay us off. They want us all to resign. So that's my first question. Can you get unemployment if they make you resign?
No. No, if they make you and you can prove that, yes. But, yes, if they do that just not to pay unemployment, you can get around that. However, you'd have to prove that.
Wow. Okay.
So what are they saying, basically?
Well, we work for a courier outfit. We have two kinds of drivers.
Yeah.
They have hourly drivers and contract drivers. Well, they don't want the hourly drivers, so they're giving us the option: either you come and use your own vehicle, or you don't have a job. But we're not going to lay you off. You have to resign. So I don't think kind of offers a job, but they're not.
Okay, they basically want to get rid of you without paying unemployment.
I just call up unemployment. And
that's right. That's right.
Okay.
You call the employment division, and they'll get on their asses for that. If they are truly making it so you can't work, they have to pay. Now, as far as getting Social Security, if you were working, that's all that counts. You're eligible if you were working and paying into unemployment to get unemployment. And by the way, what's even better is Social Security doesn't count unemployment as income.
That's what was my other question too. Yeah, I'm like 70.
Well, you wouldn't matter at 70 anyway. You can make as much as you want. But if you were younger, where it counted, it wouldn't count against you.
I'd probably just put in for unemployment. Just do it.
Yeah, see, what Mark is talking about is no matter what the form of this is, if you're not working and you put in for unemployment and the company turns it down, you can appeal it. And here's a very interesting statistic. The majority of people who appeal unemployment get it, even when it's apparent they shouldn't. I swear to God, there have been cases in my past where people have been granted unemployment that I have protested, and you would never believe the circumstances. Never. It's like they give away money. I mean, these are cases where people were fired for cause or left on their own accord, and they still got unemployment. So I think there's a good chance you're going to get unemployment if there's any smoke at all. If there's any smoke at all. So good luck to you, bro. Let's talk, Sherry. What's going on? Hi, Sherry.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can hear you. What's going on?
Okay, I took my vehicle to a BMW dealer. I mean BMW car.
What kind of car? What year Beamer?
I got a 2010 X5.
Okay,
and it needed a DPF, a diesel particulate filter.
Oh, it's a diesel, huh? It's the X5 is a diesel.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I took the vehicle over there, and I'm a student myself trying to learn diesel mechanic.
Oh, really?
And
okay.
So, yeah. And so one of the students there has a shop there.
Okay. Are you there? You know, we're losing a number of people on the phone lately, and I don't understand why.
Do you happen to see if it's the same line?
I'm here.
Oh, there you are, dear. Okay. Yeah, so listen, what's the name of the shop? What's the name of the shop?
It's called Schamberger's German Motors.
Okay, and what went wrong?
Okay, so I took the vehicle over there, and he had agreed if I assist him, he'll do a decent price since I was a student, and he was trying to set up a training little program. So I take the car over there, we start on it, and he busts the oil pan, so all the oil drains out, and then he also breaks the coolant hose. And so I took it over there in November, so I called the other day and I said, hey, can we just get this done, please? And he was like, you know what, you could come get your vehicle. And if you don't come get it today, he says if you don't come get it today, you're going to get charged $35 an hour.
Now, was he angry with you because so many things were going wrong? How many miles on this?
No, he was angry with me because I asked, when could we get it finished?
No, I understand. How many miles on this vehicle? I want to know why so many things started going wrong. How many miles on it?
I haven't even driven it.
I'm not asking that.
Over 100,000.
That's over 100,000. Now, what do you think he did something wrong when you said some things were breaking? Did he do anything wrong?
Yeah. He put the because if you take a motor out of a vehicle, he put the hoist that you use for the motor. He cranked it up under the oil pan. So when he cranked it up under the oil pan, it busts through.
Why did he even do that to begin with?
He shouldn't have.
I mean, you weren't removing the engine, were you?
No, we were just putting the diesel particulate filter in, so that busted.
But I don't even understand, why did he use a jack at all for a particulate filter?
He shouldn't have. No, he shouldn't have. He put it up under there, I guess, to get some more leverage to hold up it was already hoisted in the air, and then the coolant hose gets ripped by his other worker.
All right, so he wants you. Hold on. He wants you to pick it up, but you have things wrong. But hold on.
Yeah.
Did he agree to at least repair what he broke?
Yes, and then he sent it back mangled. So nothing's fixed. The oil pan's not fixed. The coolant's not fixed. Wait.
Is it drivable?
No, the tow truck people couldn't even crank it on, because if you crank it on, it's going to blow the motor. And on top of that, he had me pay him early, and then he sends me a letter saying he's not even going to give me he's only deciding to think about giving me half of my money back.
Okay, but hold on. Sherry, hold on. We got to play this game here for a minute. We got to get did you get your car first? Did you get it?
I got the car.
Thank God. Okay. Okay, how much did you pay him?
I paid him, it was $487 because it was a cash app.
No, I get it. You paid him $487. Did he say?
Yeah.
Did he say he was going to give some of that back?
Yeah, in his last email.
Okay, hold on. Did he give you anything back yet?
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing.
Do you think he will?
Nope, because he sent my vehicle home like that to me.
Okay.
Like that.
I think you have a pretty good chance of getting all your money back plus damages. I mean, if the guy damaged your vehicle, I don't see how he can get away with it. But we need to get we need to get somebody to scare him a little.
Let's see if he'll come on the air.
Yeah, hold on a second. We'll see if we can get him. It's 15 minutes left. I'm not sure if we can, but we will try, or at least get the information and get you on tomorrow. And then if he won't come on, we'll get Deputy probably Smarty Pants on this. So hold on. We got more coming right up.
Hey.
Yes, sir.
Mark, you see the email for Tuesday, Wednesday this week?
Yep.
12:30?
Got it. No best of nothing. Then Thursday, even if they win, it won't mess with us, right? Or I mean Friday.
It's a Friday night game.
Okay.
Yeah. So just Tuesday, Wednesday.
Got it.
Yeah. I'm sorry. No, not Tuesday. So it's a Wednesday, Thursday.
Wednesday,
Thursday.
Yeah. Got it.
And then Friday is night.
Thank you.
Everybody doing good?
Mm-hmm. Yes, Mr. Ken.
You staying busy?
As busy as they let me be.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
See you, man. This place is a fucking. What is this place is just it's a fucking. It's a house.
Look at it. It's a house on a lot surrounded by cars.
It's a house, yeah.
Indeed.
Oh no, these are different addresses.
Oh,
This.
All from one place. Find your next
That's him. This weird building.
Let's talk about some financial stuff first. Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies. That name says it all. They are a retirement planning center. That means you go there to plan your retirement. You also go there to have your retirement plan supervised. I'm using them. Now, that means they do more than just look over your investments. They look at everything to do with retirement, including your taxes and Social Security and Medicare and supplements and insurance and annuities, long-term care, estate planning. It's a big puzzle, and all of the pieces have to fit together. Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies is family-owned and operated. They're good people, honest as the day's long. They will meet with you as many times as it takes for you to be comfortable with them, because they're going to work with all your trusted professionals or recommend some of their own. And then you will know exactly how they get paid, because, you know, some of these commissions are built in, some are fee-based, but you'll know. And as I said, you only start paying when you're comfortable. 970-663-3211. I don't know anyone who does it this really trusted and carefree and comfortable. rpcenter.com, 970-663-3211. They'll meet with you anywhere you want, including your home or their place. 970-663-3211. The other financial item is Ideal Home Loans. For your next Ideal Home Loan, you know, these guys are direct mortgage lenders that I've known from the very beginning. In fact, Brent, who founded the company, is still there, still at the helm. They will take a free second look at any loan portfolio, any loan package that you have. If you started refining, you have a question, they can look at it. You're not tied to that lender until you close. So maybe you want to transfer to Ideal for one reason or another. Or maybe you don't, but they'll give you a free second opinion. Another thing they'll do is walk you through the process of getting a loan and making it easy for you. And they pick a loan that's best for you. You pick whatever term you want. You get a 2-year interest rate guarantee, plus that means you get refinanced free of charge if rates go down. And, of course, they do credit optimization, which helps you improve your credit even after approved to get you better pricing. IdealHomeLoans.com, 303-867-7000, 867-7000. Frank Duran, the realestateman.com. Frank Duran is the man that will sell your home faster and for more than the market average. He's in the top 1% of all brokers. And guess what? He sells more in a month than most in a year. And in a year, probably more homes than people sell in a career. He is a top producer, a master certified negotiator, and a team player. He'll work with you and never hold you to a long-term contract. You might change your mind or whatever it is. He wants to make sure you're always happy. That's the Frank Duran way. That's Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622.
A nefarious murder plot, a jealous brother, and the most secret...
Did she say it was a BMW place, Mark?
No, she just said a garage. I don't know. A German place. Oh. And Mark, you looked at it.
Oh, it's quite the place. It is quite the place.
Listen to Big Brother North Korea's Forgotten Prince on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get
Most people would have said no right up front.
Most people would have drove past.
Most people would not even realize they're doing anything but making meth in that motherfucker.
No, it's too neat around it to be making meth inside.
Even with that grass.
Even with that grass, it's still too tidy to be a meth lab.
So there's this asshole texting me. I did a search of the number and found out who it was, where they lived, who their relatives are. Sorry about this asshole.
Hey, I just got it. I'm getting a check for 100. That was fast as shit.
For what, Mark?
Some unclaimed property.
Where'd you find out about it?
I just checked Colorado Unclaimed. I put on my calendar to check like once every whatever.
I want to do it now. ColoradoUnclaimed.com?
No, it's hold on. Shit. That's who eventually sends it to.
You think you have money coming, Tom?
That's crazy. I'll have to check in 10 to 15 days. That was so fast.
You have to apply for it, or they just...
You search for it. Yeah, then you apply. If you find your info,
right,
then you submit, and they ask you about 10 questions, including your social. And then about an hour after that, they just told me the money's on my way.
Wow.
Well, if you think about it, the check's made out to you.
Did they take a claim?
Yeah.
And where'd you do that at?
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713.
Free Talk, 713-8255. You know, I don't like when people get screwed around by mechanics. It's too bad. I mean, they feel completely helpless. We have another person, Ruby, wants to talk about a mechanic. Hi, Ruby. What's going on with you?
Hi, Tom. I called last week.
Oh, wait. Let me try to find that. Yeah, your 2014 Chevy Equinox.
Yes, and what I was trying to explain the other day is that I paid for the drive shaft and the 4x4 and $1,600, $2,000 for total.
Right.
For the parts and labor.
And you're still having problems. What are the issues you're still having?
Well, the car ain't running right. It's not fixed right.
How do you know it's not? How do you know it's what this guy did as opposed to something new?
Well, because I wasn't doing that before I took my car in.
Okay, what did you take it in for?
For the 4x4 and the drive shaft.
Okay.
And then I got my car back the next day. I drove it around. The light went on. I took it out of zone, and the Cadillac converter was the pinpoint on the computer.
Okay, but here's what I want to tell you. Okay. I want to tell you that this Chevy the 4x4 and the drive shaft have nothing to do with the catalytic converter. So if you're having problems with the catalytic converter, that's not this mechanic's fault.
Well, I think he swapped them.
Oh, you think wait, you think he took your cat?
Yes, because he did it to my daughter's car.
How do you know that?
Because they did my daughter's, and then I took it to AutoZone, and that's what came out on the computer.
That it's a different catalytic converter.
But it was messed up. The catalytic converter was messed up.
But he stole your daughter's.
But he stole my daughter's Cadillac converter.
How do you know he has your daughter's catalytic converter?
Because she called you.
I know, but how do you know? Okay, she took her car there too, and when she went to pick up her car, where was the catalytic converter? Was it missing?
Yes.
Did he say he took it?
Yes.
Okay, why? Why did he put another one on it?
Yes, that doesn't belong there.
Why is he switching out catalytic converters? What's in it for him?
I'm not sure. And then
Okay, Deputy Doc, what?
I spoke to you on Friday, and you wanted your money back from him, right, Ruby?
Yes.
And he said if you show up on Saturday, he would give you your money back. Did you do that?
I did that, and I went, and one of the workers that were there said, he'll be right out. He goes, I went to go call him, he'll be right out. And I waited and waited.
What's the name of this guy? What's the name of the shop?
He doesn't have a name on the shop.
What's his name?
His name is Allijo.
It's Allijo.
Alejo.
Yes.
Okay, so hold on, Doc. You talked to him.
And he was...
Did he say he switched out the cats?
No, I didn't. He was busy at the time. He said, look, have Ruby come on Saturday. This is on Friday afternoon. He said, have Ruby come on Saturday. I'll be at the shop and I'll give her money back. So I was hoping that Ruby would call today and let us know that everything went well.
No, it didn't go well.
All right, we're going to call him again. Here's what I want to know. Why would he take two cars that had catalytic converters and switch the catalytic converters? I want to know what he says about that.
Yeah, well, I'll call him again today.
That's what we'll do. We're going to figure this one out because it doesn't make any sense to me at all.
It doesn't make any sense, and then when we tried to call him, we called him, and he told us, I'm not here. I'm getting some parts, and it wasn't true. Because that guy that works there...
All right, Ruby, you wait to hear from us. Hold on. We are going to follow up because Ruby and her daughter both claim that they went there, and while he was supposedly doing repairs, he switched out their catalytic converters. But listen, I can see if somebody stole them or if he stole them, but you're saying he put other cats in there. So it doesn't seem like there would be anything kind of worth doing. If you're going to take one, why would you replace it with another one?
Maybe older ones are worth more? I don't know.
I have no idea, but we're going to try to figure that out. Another thing we want to tell, you about, something we found out about insurance. If you're running a business out of your home or garage or anything, make sure you declare it on your insurance, at least as a rider for some things, because you could end up without coverage for that activity if they consider it a commercial activity. Not all of those activities have to be claimed, but ask your trusted insurance agent like Compass Insurance Group, for example. I'm Tom Martino, and we're out of time, but I want to remind you, you can get help information all the time at referralist.com and help at 303-MARTINO.
Follow Tom Martino at Real Tom Martino.
And stay connected with all of us
at 630 KHOW.
KHOW.com.
And on the